2, 1, 2. Woo! All right. We're in the building. Don't know who's going to show up. We're up in this joint. Like just me and King stand alone. So. Couldn't do a show last night. All my power went out because of a damn storm. From 6 o'clock all the way to 12 o'clock at night. I was in there burning my ass up. Shit. I said, oh man, ain't no show tonight. Shit, I got no lights up in this joint. I can't see shit. Wasn't even raining yet. All just was thunder and lightning and all the power went out. Woo! All right, tonight. Shit, I can't put no music on YouTube, but I'm on YouTube. I probably, like I said, like I told King Stan, I probably should just did this shit on the radio station. Some shit. What's going on, Mother Nature? What's going on, Sister Kim? I gotta start letting people know this damn channel shit. Like I said, I forgot I had this old ass shit. What's going on, Hank? What's going on, family? I was gonna do this yesterday. I know I said I was gonna go early, but like I said, all my power went out in Florida. Shit, just 6 o'clock. Boom! I was sitting in the dark, and I was hot as shit. God damn, I was hot. Went to sleep. Power woke me back up about 12 o'clock at night. Mother Nature, I got your email. I just didn't get a chance to read it yet. You were talking about the people flying back to Africa. I'm gonna have to look at that. I haven't got a chance to look at it yet. So I got it. I know you sent it to me, and I do have it. Just haven't had time to look at it yet and evaluate it. But that's what was said. That yeah, that because a lot of them still had some of the knowledge. They they got some slave ships and flew right back to Africa on their ass. Those who were still doing the ancient, who still had the ancient knowledge and not none of these dumbass religions. They flew back to Africa on their ass. Woo! Black, hot, fire. Folks. Okay, people here, you wonder where I was at. You could just told me at the website. I know I had a couple people found the damn YouTube channel, right? They're like, God damn, I'm going through withdrawals. So I said, just let them know where the damn website at. What's up? What's going on? Seeing saying, just let them know where the website at. Once I get in a bigger audience, I'm gonna leave YouTube alone any damn way. That's my whole thing, not to stay up on this YouTube. You got too much drama with too many nuts and freaks and crackpots on here. Till black people get their shit together, they was dealing with all kind of jealousy issues. My whole thing was just get everybody to the website. That was my intent, to get everybody to the website anywhere. YouTube and Facebook was just a way to get everybody there. That's it. YouTube and Facebook was just a way to get everybody there, to aggregate everybody there. That's the only way I could do it. Social media. Hell, I don't you know, all that damn Instagram. So I would use Facebook and YouTube to get the family over to the site. So that was a mission, not to stay on these damn, not to stay on their platform. I heard pretty soon they're gonna be shutting YouTube down anyway. That's what I keep hearing through the back doors, that YouTube's about to go completely. They about to get rid of all these creators. they about to they about to completely change the platform. And it don't bother me. I'm already, I'm already self-built. We talking about changing it and all this other shit. I don't know if they're gonna do it or not, but they said they're gonna just put entertainers on this shit. I think it'll destroy the platform, but they don't care. I think they probably said they already made their money for them. They didn't want to do this much anyway. Too much knowledge. Well, anyway, family, we'll just start here. You know, let's see here. Okay, like last night, I wanted to go into understanding that these Kemetic myths and Dogon myths are not myths. They're not myths. That's how the universe actually created. There is no Big Bang. You know, we actually sit in a web, a womb of the all. All planets, all solar systems are interconnected, as Gigi would say, through something called the Brooklyn Current. Our ancestors didn't call it that, called the Nubis River or something different. But since white people found this out now, of course, they name everything after themselves when they find something out. It's called the Brooklyn Currents. And that all that is just connects every planet, every solar system back to the all in a web. And that's why I said when you get out and sun gaze, get your feet into the soil, because it hooks into that same current going back to the all. That current goes through the earth, up through the sun, up through Sirius, back to the all. It's a web. And all the universe is a big womb of the all. It's a big ass womb where galaxies are birthing other galaxies. The center of the galaxy is nothing but a womb that birth other stars, other galaxies, what have you. It's as above, so below. That's why a woman's womb is just like the center of a galaxy. Does the exact same thing. You have the placenta. Wait, anyway, let me just show you a bit. Let me share my screen for a second. Let me share my screen, because I know I showed you guys in previous videos how the all in YouTube shoots out energy, light. As it shoots out that light going in the same direction, a magnetic field wraps around that light. That becomes your Brooklyn current, okay? As that Brooklyn current gets caught within a magnetic field, it starts to separate itself, and the magnetic field starts to vortex around the Brooklyn current, creating what you would call a whirlpool or new galaxies. One left, one right. So one going in, just like your brain, one circling clockwise, the other one circling counterclockwise. Female and male. These galaxies are living things. Everything's living. These galaxies are living beings. Okay? Not just some celestial stars and shit you see up there. They're actually living intelligent beings being created by the all. They are living beings. And I want to show you something. Let me share this with you. Hold on. Let me share my screen real quick. Hold on, y'all. Okay. Been on YouTube so long, I forgot how to use this damn thing. Oh, let me share this. Ain't gonna work. All right, here we go. Share screen. Share screen. All right, go to this over here. All right. Okay. Make that bigger. Didn't get no bigger. Come on. Come on, don't freeze up on me.
Just gonna drag this plate.
Hey, no, don't check that out. Don't start without me. Check that out. Get my damn phone so I can see what the hell's going on. Watch you guys. So, what I'm gonna show you, this young lady's gonna use a plate, but you use your mind. It's also how you create with light. This is how they all creates universes. Okay, she just used her hand to use her hand to do what her mind wants to be done through the water. Remember, water is plasma. That's all the universe is plasma. Okay, that's what the universe is. Water mimics the universe. Okay, water mimics empty space. Hold on, give me a minute, you guys. Let me catch up to where we at. Shit, catch up to you guys. Hold on. Second. Change. All right, there we go. Hold on. Take out my thing there. All right. All right. So you got okay. What's going on, Han? How you doing? Miss B Live. See you guys there. Okay. See you guys. All right. Okay. What you gonna see here is how it moves through the universe. Plasma, water, energy moves through the universe and creates vortexes. One going left, one going right. That's the creation of galaxies. Okay. Those and that's what you see it pushing. That's actually would be considered a Brooklyn current. But I'm gonna let you guys go and look at this for a second. So check this out.
The water in the pool. Look what forms.
Perfect black circles on the bottom of the pool. And it's so weird. They don't die. They just keep going, right?
Okay, I want you guys to look at the pool and see how these are galaxies being formed. That's how they all shoots the energy out. It catches itself into the Brooklyn current catches itself into a magnetic field. That magnetic field creates two vortexes. Okay, so energy going in the same direction. Energy going the same direction. Eventually, a magnetic field is going to that field. So we call that field the Brooklyn currents. Okay, you have a left one. Let's say a left one and a right one. One going clockwise, the other one going counterclockwise. One feminine, one masculine. Okay, so this is beginning of how the all in space creates galaxies. All right, so how it creates galaxies, and you'll see on the bottom that they will be connected through that Brooklyn current. They will be connected. You will see that those two fields, those two vortexes, galaxies, the creation of galaxies will connecting them together.
Right next to footage up because the circle took 3 pool and didn't seem to be dying out. These got sharper as they went and made it all the way across.
So cool. And look closer. You can see what's causing them. There are two almost unnoticeable dips in the surface of the water. Why don't they die out? And how do these dark spots form? And why do the dips move together? So many questions. Let's first look at what they are. When I drag the plate through the water, you can see it forming little vortices like you get when you move a paddle through the water. A vortex
vortexes.
is a gas or liquid moving in circles with what we call a vortex line going up through the circles.
That's the Brooklyn current. The Brooklyn current is going to connect to each other.
Everywhere. Tornadoes, water flowing down the drain, hurricanes, or the movement of air over an airplane wing. Vortices often form when there's a difference in fluid speed, fast wind moving over slow wind. As you move the plate forward, the water right next to the boundary moves with the plate because of friction. The water further out is not moving. It's that difference in velocity that causes a shear force and starts the water spinning. This is accentuated by the water in front of the plate being forced around the sides, and the water behind the plate being sucked forward as the plate moves along. In this coherent vortex, our dips can travel much further across the pool than a ripple without dissipating. Why? The vortex wants to keep its angular momentum, so it continues spinning as it moves through the water and only loses some energy through stationary water. So what we appear to have here is two vortices moving across the pool. But
see, if you guys look, one going clockwise, the other one going counterclockwise. One feminine, one masculine. This is the beginning of galaxies, okay? It's how galaxies are formed. This is how the all creates galaxies. The mental thought shoots it out. It gets caught in a magnetic field, starts to wrap around it, and one goes clockwise, one goes counterclockwise. Feminine, masculine galaxies being formed. And as they vortex down, the magnetic field will begin denser and denser and denser. That's when you got light merging into matter, because the denser that vortex gets, the light is going to get trapped within a densely magnetic field. That's where all your minerals are created. All your matter starts to be created there.
it seems weird that they stay right together. This vortex, we're forcing water to move around the whole plate, not just on the surface. Our vortex line is curved. We're creating a half.
See, now these are your Brooklyn currents. That current, that's connected. These connections go from that galaxy to that galaxy to other galaxies and to every planet in the universe. This connection, this Brooklyn current, is connected to every planet, every galaxy in the universe. Okay? It's a connection. And we have one with Earth. That's how the all connects itself back to itself. As a connection right back to itself.
Half vortex ring. You know, like a smoke ring, bubble ring, or even the plume rising up from an explosion, but half of that. These two dips on the water surface are just the ends of the half ring. They're connected, and that's why they stay together. We can
see, yeah, they are connected. That's how every galaxy is connected to the next galaxy, connected to the next galaxy, connected to every planet. It's a web. But ours got disconnected. I explain. I don't want to jump the gun. Ours got disconnected because of that goddamn thing. But I'll explain it to you. That's why we're in a renegade part of the damn universe.
See this if we put a little food coloring into the ends.
The food coloring travels from one end to the other, and you can see the entire half ring.
You see that right there? We just made a bubble ring without the bubble. This also tells you something interesting.
That's the Brooklyn current.
The half ring is not a wave. A wave is a disturbance moving through a medium that transfers energy but doesn't transfer matter. When we added food coloring, we saw clearly that the vortex is transferring matter, just like a smoke ring does.
Transfers matter. Understand that? As this one on the left gobbles down into that point, as light densifies, and the one on the left, it takes the matter that is created and shoots it through that current, then shoots it out of the one on the right. creating another galaxy. Takes the energy there as it gets denser, becomes more matter and material, takes it and shoots it through that current. And then it pops out of this one on the right. It creates other galaxies. Okay? And what that is actually doing, I want you to understand that. I want to make this, I don't want to be vulgar. Okay, this Brooklyn current acts like a penis going to the vagina, the other vagina over here on the right, pierces that and creates life in there and shoots it out. As above, so below. All galaxies are the center of a galaxy, what they call a black hole, is nothing but a womb. Just like the woman has a womb. Everything they said is a lie. The damn black holes do not destroy; they create life. So all that Brooklyn current is right there. That's a penis going inside of a vagina, another galaxy. As it goes in there, or it shoots out life. All right.
So sadly, it's not a. It's cooler than a wave. Now back to this half ring vortex. Isn't it weird? You've probably never seen half of a smoke ring before. Why? Well, according to Helmholtz law, a vortex line cannot start or end in a fluid. So a vortex line either wants to close into a loop or end at a boundary. If you tried to cut a smoke ring in half, it would either break up or, even cooler, it would break up into two smaller smoke rings.
I don't know if that happens. It would be awesome.
Since the line can't end in the fluid, it ends at the surface. You almost never see these half vortices though, because they have to occur on the boundary of two media. If you can think of another way to make the entire half ring visible, like a smoke ring or a bubble ring, let me know. So now, why does our vortex create those cool spots?
Well, the balance between gravity, centripetal forces, and surface tension creates a funnel shape which acts like a lens.
Lenses often work by focusing light to a point, like this Fresnel melt pennies in the sun, but I digress. Our vortex lenses focus the sunlight away from the center, like so, and you have a bright ring surrounding a dark circle. The ring highlights
You got no idea. That's how galaxies are formed. I just want those are how galaxies. They all have this current. They all have this Brooklyn current, as they call it. We called it Anubis River or whatever we called it. We didn't call it no Brooklyn current. They named shit after them after they find out from us what the hell it is. All right.
Now, I highly recommend trying, especially if it's too cold to swim in the pool. Here are some tips. The water has to be very still. Even a small breeze makes.
Let me get out of this video here, but you guys understand that purpose. Now, that's exactly what you do as well. When you start to raise your energy level, you start to sun gaze and connect into that Brooklyn current that goes through the earth. That energy is going to go straight up through your chakra points to your half brain, the right and the left hand, right and the left hemisphere. You're going to need to focus it into your pineal gland, which will be clean because you've been sun gazing. It'll be cleaning out all the impurities out of it. So you'll be able now to shoot that light out, and a magnetic field will collapse around the light that you're sending out. And then start creating what vortexes to what turn shit into matter to make. So now you'll be working light. You'll be creating shit from the ether, from nothing. You learn how to be God again. Hold on, let me go to this. Hold on. Okay. Second. Let this thing. Come on, computer. All right, here we go. This just shows you. I'm using this video because it's going to show you the way the universe is constructed. That got shit completely wrong. They're gonna have two different. Like I told you guys, I showed you guys a picture, but this is the video I wanted to show you of two gigantic super galaxies that we all connected to. We connected to the Lacania super galaxy. And you see how it all whirls back, and there'll be another super galaxy right next to it. One going clockwise, the other one going counterclockwise. One male, one feminine. And I mean, so that means there's trillions of galaxies in both these different super galaxies. These gonna be super galaxies. Let me go ahead and play this.
Somewhere in the universe is a small blue planet from a star called the Sun, just one of billions of stars in a spiral galaxy known as the Milky Way. But where in the universe is the Milky Way? A team gathered data on more than 8,000 of the galaxies that surround us. They mapped each galaxy's position and movement in space. And, for the first time, they've shown that the Milky Way is part of a much larger system of galaxies.
You see here, these are all the stuff you see are just different galaxies. There's billions of galaxies in there. These are just galaxies. This is one super galaxy. So it's got billions of galaxies. And see all these lines? These are those Brooklyn currents I was talking about. Oh, hold on. Somebody in the damn chat room over the other one. Hold on. That damn noise. Hold on. Who's over there? Shit. Hold on. Wait. Yeah, Gamma Ray is live. Go over to the damn Gamma Ray, go over to the damn YouTube channel. Hold on. Thanks, Miss B Life, for showing. Thanks for telling me. Yeah, go to the YouTube channel. Thanks. That's hearing that damn noise, that ding, ding. Yeah, go to the YouTube channel. That's what's up. I see Michelle. All right. Okay, I know you. Hold on. I know you that you ain't. Yeah, there you go, Gamma. You ain't gotta say nothing. Just go to the new. Yeah, usually I was gonna just do this on the damn website. But since I said let me share this video so everybody can see it at the same time, I said let's come over to YouTube. The station ain't been taken down. So meet us over here. All right, where am I at? Shit. No, that's Les Brown. Okay. All right. Okay, so as we see here, right? Hey Michelle, how you doing? Glad you showed up, sister. Yeah, we was on the you could just came over to the website. We've been on the website. Website does the same thing as YouTube. Hell, sometimes it's even better. So let me go here. So as you guys see, this is a super galaxy, all right? You need to understand all these lights. See, these are your Brooklyn currents. See that? Connecting every galaxy to each other galaxy. Okay? So you need to know how creation really works. The Bible's a lie. The Islam shit is a lie. All that shit's a lie. Your ancient ancestors were correct. And also their science is right. There's no Big Bang. This is nothing but a web of being in the womb of the all. Okay? All these galaxies, all this light. Remember, as that light shoots out, right? Those Brooklyn currents, they shoot out what? Create other galaxies. Then that galaxy hooks to another galaxy. Then it shoots out one. Then it starts to create another galaxy. And that galaxy shoots out another and creates another galaxy. Hey, what's going on, Gigi? All right, you drive safe, sister. You be safe driving. So as you guys see, okay. So now we're way down here when they say in the red. It's by another super galaxy. Now remember, this is a super galaxy. It's all all these little lights you see are galaxies, not just stars. They're galaxies. Okay. So as your ancestors said, they birthed. The galaxies are living beings, intelligent beings. And that's what you would create. You were created from one of these goddamn galaxies. I mean, shit is brilliant. Shit is mind-blowing. You know the truth. It's mind-blowing. Better than any dumbass Bible, any dumb Quran tell you truth. Truth is stranger than fiction. So, okay, so this is like I said, As you see all the lines, that means everything is connected. See all those Brooklyn currents? They're connected to every, as I showed you through the water, all these uh, um all these galaxies are connected. So you're all connected to the all. As long as you raise your vibration rate, you got to raise your vibration rate. You got to stand outside. You got to sun gaze. You got to sun gaze because you're going to hook into these currents where these lines at. They through the earth. And I'm going to show you that. And they all put it there through the earth because this is a renegade system. But you got to sun gaze to raise your vibrational level up so you can connect back into these currents. That's why everything that's in God is in you. Everything. Why you can create shit from nothing if you raise your vibration. It is amazing. It is amazing as hell. It's a lot of galaxies. Exactly. There's a lot of all that light is other galaxies. Those are not stars. Those are other galaxies. So there's trillions of stars within one galaxy. These are all galaxies you see, and not stars. Stars would be too damn small to see. These are galaxies, and that's gonna be another one way over here neighboring it. And one's a feminine galaxy, and one's what, a masculine galaxy. One is going what, counterclockwise, other one's going clockwise, and just in this one galaxy, you got little bitty galaxies going clockwise and counterclockwise, masculine and feminine. Got that? Masculine and feminine. That's why I told you God is not a man. It's masculine and feminine. It's woman. You can't have the all without the woman. Can't be no God without the woman. As your ancestors said, God is masculine and feminine. He's both. That's why your brain is masculine and feminine. Everything about you is masculine and feminine because you are nothing but a microcosm of the macrocosm. You are God here. That's what you are. Once you learn to raise your vibration level, you can do everything God can do. Everything.
Galaxies, a supercluster that they have named Laniakea. The Milky Way is nested in the furthest reaches of this structure, on the outskirts. The entire universe.
Okay, now look at this. The entire universe is, see that? The entire universe. See these currents? These Brooklyn currents. We didn't call them. See this? Everything is connected. See that? All these tiny things are other galaxies. Galaxies create other galaxies. So, like I said, these Brooklyn currents you see is nothing but a penis. And it's wrapped around, it forms into a vagina, which is a galaxy. Then from that galaxy opens up, and the damn Brooklyn current fertilizes that galaxy. It shoots out other galaxies. It creates other life forms. They're gonna prove that too. They science is now knowing that this is a fact. What your ancestors said way before these dumbass religions were even existed. This is what's real. This is what's truth and what's real. So I was talking about Sister Kim's little thing. Look at her thing creates this. See, it shoots out, her little thing shoots out a Brooklyn current. And she got a thing. It shoots out to a circle, one left, one right. That's what her little thing is showing. All this shit right here is showing her thing. So that's what this is. Everything's connected back to the all. All these currents connect you back. Ours wasn't connected, so I'm going to show you how it all connected. It all saved us. It connected it because I explained the hell. Let me, I don't want to get too far ahead. Shit. Yeah, I'm going to get too far ahead. It's science. I'm going to get too far ahead. I'm going to get too far ahead. Okay? I'm going to show you that the white man is starting to now figure out after stealing all the shit. Isn't it funny? He always go to Dogon. He don't go to these Christians and Islam motherfuckers. You know that shit is baloney. They created that nonsense. You know that shit ain't no truth in that shit. He goes to the Dogons and try to beg the Dogon, please tell us. They know all this shit with the Kemetic priests. This is how the universe is formed. Okay, so everything is in the web, and all these things are just all these lights are other galaxies, and it's connected through these currents. So as you get out, I'm gonna tell you why you got a sun gaze. I'm explaining that too, without a doubt to you. Okay, so you know that things are all connected. You know that. As Gigi told you as well too. that these things are connected to the Brooklyn current. That's why when you get outside, take your shoes off, that current goes through you. You stare at the sun, but the current goes through the sun from the earth on out. So you're just going to be a conduit. It's going to raise your vibrational level. Okay? Let this finish.
Can be seen as an intricate network of galaxies, a cosmic web. Some areas are almost empty, dark voids. Others are densely packed with galaxies in regions known as superclusters.
See, densely packed, because each galaxy will shoot out other galaxies around it. Okay, each galaxy shoots out another 8 smaller galaxies called maybe quasars, as white science calls maybe quasars. They shoot out other smaller galaxies around it. They gonna demonstrate the bill. They know this to be true. But the other white people don't want to admit it, because that say everything that black people have been saying for hundreds of thousands of years is true, and they know it to be true. This is what these white people do. The elite, they understand what light is, how to make these rituals and shit. They got black people worshiping shit that ain't real, giving energy to a goddamn beast, a devil. No such thing as a devil, but that thing does exist. And black people giving their energy to that damn thing.
Superclusters are the biggest structures found in the universe. Struggle to define where one ends and another begins. To map our home supercluster, a team led by Brent Tully at the University of Hawaii studied the motions of the galaxies around us in unprecedented detail. Even though the entire universe is expanding rapidly.
See, that's a lie. It's not expanding. See, that's where they lie again, because it's not expanding. It's not expanding at all. It's infinite. It's not expanding, because they're gonna have parts that's what going back. I told you, the woman what draws in the man. The woman draws in the man. Lights up. So you got this galaxy, which we're in this one over here, the Lakini, another super one. One's going clockwise, the other one's going counterclockwise. In the middle, right there, in the middle will be what, 0 point. Now these are billions of galaxies. Just one of these going around a vortex. One's going counterclockwise, one's going clockwise. So one huge one, even though there's a bunch of male and feminine galaxies within this huge galaxy, there's a bunch of male and feminine galaxies in this other huge galaxy, but as a whole, one would be a female, one would be a male. Okay? So this is what your brain, as I showed you, feminine and masculine, as above, so below. But let me let them talk. This is the thing I try to put. This is the image I try to put in the chat room over on the website.
Gravity is also at work, pulling against this acceleration. By discounting cosmic expansion, the team worked out which galaxies are being pulled towards us, shown in blue.
See, what galaxies being pulled? So you can't have an expanding of one galaxy is being pulled towards you, one's being pulled away. That's just the vortex. One draws in, one draws out. Okay? Women draw you in. Men illuminate. It's two different. So the woman would draw your ass in. Okay? Just female and masculine energy, which these caucasoids ain't figured out yet. They'll figure it out by stealing everything we do.
And which are being pulled away, shown in red. This enabled them to create a map of cosmic flows, the paths that galaxies migrate along, tugged at a tiny pace by the force of gravity. Using this map,
you see all the currencies. I mean, all the these are all the Brooklyn currents. Yeah, you can't even see the galaxies around you. All you see is the damn lines of the galaxy. You see all the currents. All these things got galaxies around them. All they got galaxies too small to even show. All you see is these damn spider webs, this current of light, current of the all. One feminine, one masculine, one going clockwise, other going counterclockwise. Same way, same thing you do once you lift your vibration level. We show you with your pineal gland. As you send out that ray of light, it starts what? Vortexing around your what? Current coming out of your pineal gland. huh? Just like the all. How about that? And then as I showed you, as it goes further out, depending on how high you vibrating, a magnetic field's gonna wrap itself around it, start creating what a vortex and creating plasma and creating, see what you're thinking. And start creating what? Something from nothing. Taking minerals out of the ether and created it what you want. That's how the pyramids were created. I told you. Ain't nobody built that shit for no damn 20 years, all that crazy shit. Nobody dragging no damn stones you can't even lift today. One stone, they created it in the ether with light and then manifested it here within the third dimension. Gotta understand that. You come from the gods. You are the God. Lack of a better word. And God means, I'm going to go back to what the term actually meant. Generator, operator, destroyer. Destroyer means because once you got your God thing on, you had that light energy within you. You can destroy anything. Okay? Generator, operator, destroyer. That's where the word, it was an acronym. That's where it comes from. Because destroyer means you connected that light from your growing up your that kundalini energy went up through all your chakra points to your crown chakra and lit that light. That's what the halo is. You now lit the light. Now you're walking as a god again. Because now you can create in light. You're working the light.
Motion, they came up with a new way to map the distribution of matter in the universe. Delta supercluster, you can see that most galaxies are being pulled towards a dense center. This is known as the Great...
To a dense center. No, it's a vortex. They're being pulled into a vortex. All these galaxies you see right here are going around a super galaxy. That one on this side and the other one going to be on the other side. They all just circling around a super galaxy that created all these other galaxies. They create that galaxy, and that galaxy create that one, and that one create that one by using this Brooklyn current, which would be a penis. Okay. And the center of the galaxy is the womb, is the vagina. So that's why it's not expanding. This one's pulling it in. This is a feminine. This super goddamn galaxy is feminine. This one over here is pulling things away. It's masculine. That's all. I say, the Chinese would say it would be different, but I'm going to answer African answers, the yin and the yang. So I'm saying the woman draws your ass in like a damn Venus flytrap. That's why a man can't handle himself. He gets attracted by a woman. She's attracting. She draws your ass in. She got tight pants on, looking nice. She draws you in like a goddamn Venus flytrap. So this is the feminine. This super galaxy, and all these other galaxies rotate around it because they were created by this galaxy. See? They're created by this galaxy. This one they're created by this super galaxy is masculine. So these galaxies are what going further out. They're not being drawn in, they're being drawn out. So let me continue.
Attractor. Our galaxy is among those sliding towards this patch of space, which dominates our region of the universe. Let's take a different view. Each circle represents a galaxy.
Exactly. You can't just start. Each one of these circles represent a galaxy because it's too big. You can't show all the damn. So it means there's billions of stars around each one of these galaxies. Each one of these circles is a galaxy. Not a solar system, a goddamn whole galaxy. And we know this one galaxy has billions of stars and quadrillions of planets. So all these damn just these little things are galaxies. So I'm messing. And they're going around this super galaxy. All these galaxies are going around this super galaxy. And all these galaxies are what? Spinning either right or left within this super galaxy, where they are creating also what? Galaxies. Because they're connected by what? That each one of these galaxies, each one of the planets. As this Brooklyn current goes out again, it starts to create what? A magnetic field around it. It's going to create a feminine and a masculine, what? Another galaxy. And it's going to impregnate that other galaxy and shoot out another galaxy. As your ancestors said it does. This shit is proven factual. So you can miss me with all the religious mumbo jumbo bullshit. I must pick the ancestors who've been here for millions of years, who said they terraformed the planet, said they were the gods, said where they came from. And everything proven through science proves that this is a fact. So you keep your religious books and your mumbo jumbo.
We can see most galaxies being pulled towards the Great Attractor in the direction of the arrows. Between the Great Attractor and us, the Milky Way, there's a relatively empty area, a blue void. And next to us is Virgo, a large and dense cluster whose bright galaxies have been observed from Earth for centuries. Until now, astronomers grouped us, the Milky Way and its surrounding galaxies, with Virgo and nearly 100 other clusters in a supercluster that stretches 100 million light-years across. But using this new technique, we can see that this is just the tip of the iceberg. This cluster of clusters is merely an appendage of a much larger supercluster, more than 100 times bigger and more massive. But how did the team know how to redraw the boundaries of this cosmic map? Here's our supercluster in black.
The black. One going clockwise. This is the image I showed in the chat room about a week ago. One going clockwise, the other going counterclockwise. One is feminine, one is masculine. As I told you, this is your brain. In the middle is the center point, would be your pineal gland, where God, seat of the soul, where God sits at, always in the middle. Got that? Because God is masculine and feminine. It's both. As the universe shows you, as above, so below. So this super galaxy we're in, even though it's got feminine and masculine galaxies within this masculine galaxy, it's overall masculine. This one is be feminine, I guess. Of course it would be, but I'm saying it's got masculine galaxies and feminine galaxies in it as it creates. It's just one part of the universe.
And a neighbouring structure, Perseus Pisces, in red. Scientists define the boundary as the points where the flows of galaxies diverge, like water dividing at a watershed. This is where neighbouring structures shear apart. This is the first clear definition.
As you see, they got all these currents connecting all of them together. All these currents. You can't even see the damn galaxies, but you see the Brooklyn currents. See all these damn currents. See that? All these currents, all these currents, all these damn currents connecting everything back to the all. The all is connected everything to it. See that? That's why you don't be praying and shit. Because you're part of it. Don't need you to be praying it. You need to pray and all that old crazy shit. You need to pray so you uplift it. Uplift it from what? From who? It's nothing greater than the all. Your prayers.
Of a supercluster. Laniakea means immeasurable heaven in Hawaiian, a fitting name for the vast community of galaxies. So now we know that on the supercluster called Laniakea, galaxy called the Milky Way, we call the Sun, there is a small blue planet.
Now, as the story goes, which seems to be true, now shit. The Earth and our solar system is a renegade thing, okay? What happened? As the the ancestors and the Dogon say it seems to be true. I'm sure the white man knows it too now. Shit. What happened was We're gonna start reading these Gnostic texts too. We gotta read it so you guys will know it. We gotta get the Gnostic text, which they got Christianity from to begin with, and then alter this shit because they white people. We gotta go back and get a lot of these Gnostic texts. It tells you the truth about this same story. So exactly what it is, a neural network in your brain. Exactly what it is, G-Man. Exactly what it looks like. As above, so below. Exactly what that is. You look at the exactly like a neural network. Exactly. That's what it is. Just on a grander scale. You're just a smaller version of that network. That's why everything is in you. And the reason why they create these beasts unconnected, they don't got none of this shit. That's why they can't connect their pineal gland and have a light and be able to do all this. This wicked, this shit is deep. This shit gets deeper and deeper. The plot thickens. But anyway, like I was saying, as it says in the beginning, as the all started to create, and it created these two super clusters like that, created the light, a Brooklyn field, and the magnetic and a magnetic field collapsed that current and created two separate galaxies. Okay, they all said it was going to create four galaxies of 8, 4 feminine, 4 masculine. Now you understand these galaxies are intelligent living beings. I want to make sure you understand that clearly. Every galaxy is alive. I know that. I know that now because everything lives anyway. But I know that they're living beings. Okay, they're living. They are living beings, intelligent living beings. These galaxies, and they mate these galaxies mate. And that's what the white man's gonna find. I think they be mating, and yes, damn right. Yes, they're mates. They mate. When that Brooklyn current comes in and pierces that other galaxy, which is the womb, it creates as above, so below. Shit is mind blowing. Anyway, so I show you that Brooklyn current is mostly a penis. That's what it is. So because I create you, all you actually are, black people, are your galaxy. Your body is just a miniature galaxy. Your appendages, everything. Because it says as the all sort of created galaxies, the first thing it would do would be the arms, which is the arms of a galaxy. That's what's created first with you within the womb. It's the whole as above, so below. Man, I know how deep it got when I say as above, so below. Everything is as above, so below. Everything. So story goes, as God was creating these celestial beings. That's what they are. That's what you are. One of them, named Sophia, she was creating another cluster of galaxies. One of the galaxies popped out and didn't wait for the feminine part of the galaxy. So that would be, today we would call that the devil. We would call that Set. We would call that, as you said, as Gigi said the name, what's the name? Yaldabaoth, which is called. That's why these religions are created, to worship this thing. It's known as Jehovah. It's known as Yahweh. These Negroes are worshiping the goddamn devil, even though there's no such thing as the devil. Let me make sure that's clear. I don't get no religion. Is it a devil? No, that just be the typical name of some shit. That you're worshiping the motherfucking bad thing that's keeping you fucked up. When you sitting there praying, talking about my father, all that shit, you're giving energy to that goddamn being. so fucked up. Excuse my language, but it's so fucked up. You're giving. That's why it's got black people so trapped, because you're the most vibratory people. So it lives off your fear. It needs to keep your vibration level low. So it gives you fear and anxiety. So you can't break that magnetic field around you. That's why you got to sun gaze, live in happiness, and all that shit, and always stressed out. That lowers your vibrational rate, and you feed that thing. But anyway, so it broke out of the womb unformed, and it didn't wait for its mate. It didn't wait for the female, and so it took part of that placenta, which is what part of Sophia's placenta, which is the center of the galaxy, of her galaxy, of her, because the galaxy, she's the living being. Galaxies are living beings. So it took part of her part of his placenta, and came down and created this solar system. It created the sun. It created the sun from that torn placenta. I used to go, this shit was crazy and illusional. Now that shit all proven factual now. Like, god damn. So what they all did to try to balance out what this renegade entity had created. I know you guys get mad. You want to believe everybody's the God is perfect. It's not. No such thing as perfection. Nowhere. That's nothing you got to get wrapped around your goddamn heads. Religious people, his God is perfect. No, it's not. It's constantly learning like you are. Like you, as above, so below. It's constantly learning. It's more perfect than you are. Of course, it's the all. But it's not perfect as things don't happen. Some shit white people told you. All this perfect is not. You're not perfect. Nothing's perfect. And then the universe. It's another made up construct. Got to tear down. So it created this solar system here so it could rule. So what the all did, it took and I'm gonna show you, these damn crackers know it too. It took a celestial being, what your ancestors called the Nomo. The Nomo are galaxies. They called, and it had names. Okay, the Nomo was called a galaxy. So what the all did, it sacrificed the whole galaxy. Took the galaxy, cut its placenta, and from the placenta, it created human beings. Us, humanoids, us. That's why you mimic a galaxy. You got the arms like a galaxy has arms. You can shoot like you just got here, and so it created us. Yeah, because I was gonna do. A couple years ago, I thought I was gonna still be talking about sports at one time, and I like, damn that shit. The whole Kaepernick thing happened. Like I said, I forgot I even had this channel. So anyway, so that's why the Dogon do something called the Siggy ceremony. That's because it's called Nomo Siggy, that he all sacrificed that whole galaxy to create us, humanoid, human light beings. Created us as light beings, and also created the star system Sirius, to take the star system Sirius, that light, and connect it to the renegade. I didn't connect. That's why we go around saying to connect it to the renegade, to connect it to the renegade solar system that this goddamn thing had created. That's why I told you the moon is a phony structure. That's why the damn thing don't move. That moon was set up here to make sure you couldn't get the light, which is knowledge, from the true God. So it couldn't raise your vibrational level spiritually. So you can vibrate your ass up out of here and get out of this doom that you're in, this hellhole that this thing has created. And so I still haven't worked. I guess I forgot how did it. I'm, I want to say this, but I'm not sure yet. I got to do some more studying because I know that a magnetic field intensifies the colder it gets. That's why you get to the core of a galaxy, it gets colder because everything starts to form within cold. The magnetic field collapses on itself upon the light, and then that coldness traps the light because our bodies are trapped. Our spirits are trapped within this body, and we gotta. I'm gonna show you the Les Brown video. We gotta use light and raise our vibration to start decouple. Excuse me, decouple from this magnetic field. But I still haven't worked out how did it trap all of us at one time. I'm trying to say, did we get caught? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think this out. I don't like to say shit until I worked out all the science. I want to say, did this thing create an ice age to slow our vibration down and trap us? Because I'm trying to put the ice age with the slowing of the vibrational rate. I just think because I know the ice age came rapidly. It was just sudden. I'm thinking this is me. This is me. I haven't proven the science. I haven't proven it yet. This is me just thinking hypothetically. Because how could it? I'm thinking this thing probably threw us into an ice age, and that's how I was able to trap our light into a dense magnetic field all of a sudden. Because it would have to be rapidly. It had to be something that was done like that. It had to be something that would be done quickly. Boom. And catch us off guard, catch us by surprise. I'm just trying to work this out in my mind. How did it how did it trap all of us all of a sudden? Because you understand, we came here as gods. You got to understand it. This God did not terraform this planet. You did. You terraformed the planet because you are God. And at that time, you were still in a higher frequency. You still knew how to work light. So I'm trying to say, how did this thing trap us here? And since it's able to work light, it knows that you understand once you get back to a certain level, all knowledge is known. These are called the Akashic records. That's why I say nothing's new under the sun. You get to a certain level, all things are known. So this goddamn beast thing knows just as much as they all. All knowledge is known. You got to know that. Once you get to a certain level, all knowledge is known because all knowledge is light. All understanding is light. Everything comes from the light. So I'm trying to figure out. I think it got something to do with this ice age. Let me get out there. I gotta prove that shit first. That's where my mind is going. That's what spirit is leaving me. It's leading me. Spirit is leading me that way. And also, I told you, your ancestors are on that star system series because it was created by what? The all. That's where it put the light beams from. Right there to where we say you came from, the Paloma of that galaxy. That's where they all said it put your ass at. That's why the star system series, the star itself, is connected to what? Our sun with a Brooklyn current, which you know are real because I just showed you throughout the universe how these things are connected to everything. And they all said it connected star system Sirius to the sun, and the sun connected to the earth with a Brooklyn current. So as you get your butt out there and start sun gazing, you will be able to connect to your ancestors who never got caught down here, who are still up there on the star system series. They will be able to talk with you once you raise your vibrational level up. See, this is not science fiction no more. I'm giving you science fact that everything is connected. This is a fact. The serious energy gives us energy. That is true. That is true, Gamma Ray. That is true. That's why you don't do no praying. If you're praying to that goddamn renegade being out there that's got you caught in a reincarnation state because it wants to feed off your energy to survive. Remember, it cut itself off from the all. It doesn't have a current hook to him. So it's got to be able to get energy from somewhere. And so that's why I hypothesize that goddamn thing, it knows how to work light. We do too. So it's able to come within the third dimension and manipulate some Africans to start creating these other fucking people. I'm pretty sure I can't prove that because there wouldn't be no reason for us to just start fighting and create these other people. That goddamn thing did that shit. Had us because you can have. I'm gonna show you that this is not science fiction either. What your ancestors said you're able to do, and you can do it once you learn how to do it. Work the light where you can go from the physical back into the spiritual. This is science. It ain't no spooky shit. It ain't no goddamn super. There's no such thing as the supernatural. It's just things that you do not know now. You do not know the laws of the universe. You do not know how things work. Once you know how they work, they are no longer supernatural to you. It's nothing but natural stuff that you have lost. That's it. I'm going to go Les Brown first. Let him show you how things are decoupled, all from light. So as your ancestors said, because this thing knows the light, it's got all the knowledge of God, so it can come into the third dimension and manipulate the Africans that were here to create these other goddamn people. So they would be what antagonists of you, because everybody who's not a human being not hates your motherfucking ass. That's the fact. You got no friends. The Asian, the East Indian, and the Caucasian. Those are your three other races with ain't even race. Because black people, you're not even a goddamn race. You're the gods. Fuck all this other race shit. You're not a race of people. You're the gods. You're not a race of people. You are the gods. That's a fucking fact. That's why all these other people hate you. They had to keep your vibrational level down with strife and strife and problems in the system we live in. You understand the universe when the earth was created here, it was not like this. This was a paradise. That's another thing that you don't know through real history. That this was a paradise. No other place everywhere in the universe would be a paradise. Okay? You don't gotta wait to go no fake heaven and all that goofy shit. This was a paradise because it was just you here and you were the gods. And so you operated as gods, as fair and equal beings. It's not only till you have these other creations, which I'm sure this thing manipulated us to create, coming from light down to the third dimension, because it could create all this strife and get energy from you. Because remember, it broke off from the true all. It doesn't have a connection back to you, so it can't get energy the natural way. It's got to get it from it. It can't get it from these other beasts because they're not real. They're illusionary people. So they don't. That's why they're gonna die out. They don't get energy from the all either. So they can only live here for a short period of time because they can't get energy from something that wasn't created. And since they were helped to be created by that thing, which don't have natural energy, it can't give them energy. That's why the birth rate would consistently go down. Because it doesn't have a connection back. They can't stand out without their feet in the grass and get that Brooklyn current. And this thing made sure that because what? They have calcified pineal glands and blue and green eyes. That's on purpose. You understand how all this figures out. Say, no, this is not no fairy tale. This shit was done on purpose. Green, blue eyes, hazel eyes. It's unnatural. You understand that? That's unnatural. That's unnatural. Yeah, they keep feeding off you because that's why they got to get energy. And that thing created its own minions. It created its own things. Is able to work light, create things out of light. It's a light beam. So what it can do, what? It can create stuff from the ether, from light. So it create other beings from light, but it would still need to what? Generate energy from somewhere. Who's going to generate energy from? It didn't. God didn't create it. It's created by that damn thing. It's already detached from the light, the energy. So it's got to feed off of us. It created its own. That's what the astral plane is. That's when you die, except this damn reincarnation state for you. You just be recycled. You come back because death is not real. Death is an illusion. No such thing as death. So it keeps you coming back. And now it's set up all these religions where everybody's worshiping it. As your Gnostic said, that's why the Gnostics what? Killed off. How? What a convenience. All the Gnostics were murdered off. All these other religions come from Gnostic texts turned upside down. How about that? Another fact of history. as these as these Romans and Greeks got these Gnostic texts and changed the whole thing and shit. The enemy, because they are created by that damn thing. They whatever Africans that this thing got to help create it. That's why they worship the thing, because that thing. Can be traced back to one person. I wouldn't doubt it. Of course, one genetic manipulation. That's a genetic manipulation that these Africans did. That was influenced by this thing. This thing can go within the third. Can materialize within the third dimension and leave back out. It's able to do. It's able to control light. Okay. So it was able to come within the third dimension, which I'm gonna show next. I'm gonna show this now and prove this now by using Les Brown. Show you, and that's what the pyramids around the world was too. They allowed black people to leave, to come into to the physical, and it would bombard them with electrodes to be able to what? Decouple from the light. They would go back to the light. They would be able to decouple as they learned how to finally do when they got trapped. They learned the science how to fucking decouple from the physical. These are your Elohim. The L at a 90-degree phase shift. You learn how to decouple from the physical by becoming lighter in the light. You got to learn how to do that, which is all knowable. Oh, you're talking about the black beings around Saturn? Yeah, that would be looking into another dimension, depending on what dimension you're in, because it's less dense. I told you, the magnetic field gets denser and denser depending on what dimension you're in. So that'd be a higher dimension, because the magnetic field wouldn't be so dense. Let me get out of here real quick. Go to we go Les Brown. My thing. Right. Okay. Les Brown shit is so long. I can't. I just got to go through a lot of his stuff fastly. It's like 3 hours long. That's where I was at right here. Okay. I'm gonna show. I'm gonna show this part. I'm gonna show another part. Now he's learning everything is light. Everything is just light. Ain't gonna come on. Oh, damn it. My damn computer started freezing up on me. He's going to show you what is called sacred geometry. It was called sacred geometry for a reason.
9 inches high.
Okay.
And they were only made of wire.
Okay, hold on. Let me go.
But the shape that I was talking about has an influence on it. The shape of those tetrahedrons created a movement inside let's call it a pyramid. And itself
fire within inside
started to cooperate with the other two. This one's talking to that one and that one. Now, I'm here. I'll draw it sideways. It's like a lamp post. A wooden arm, this arm stuck out. Here, a piece of string with a small piece of zinc, pure zinc, about 2 inches long.
Okay, what is he? I added because I had to go further up. I'm gonna go back to the other shit. What he's doing? Because you guys will look at this whole documentary, whole 2 hours. I can't go through the whole 2 hours right now. What he's learned how to do is manipulate light. He's gonna understand it by using the periodic table. Okay, that understanding when you take away a magnetic field, it lightens you back up. So what he's gonna do, he's gonna take zinc, he's gonna loosen up the content of zinc by using light. Zinc is gonna go back into what? Calcium. He's gonna be able to use that. That's why we built these pyramids, because it was a way to go from light into the physical back to the light. All these things he's talking about, zinc, all these mechanisms are in the Great Pyramid. So that's how I know that's what they use shit for. And that's why there were pyramids all over the planet. And he's showing you right here through science, this is a fact. And all these components are now, and another funny thing, I know white people know it now too, because you know why? This cracker, NASA, has now taken over operations of the big pyramid. So why would NASA be needing to take over operations of the major pyramid? Why is that? What does that got to do with outer space? Because they know they all this science and shit that they've stolen, they're now starting to be able to put the shit together. There's no good beast to start learning how to put all this knowledge together. And you can look this up. NASA is now taking control of in Giza, in Kemet, in Egypt. So you gotta understand that. Yeah, it's getting hotter. The less denser you're gonna get because of the heat. Exactly right. Hotter it gets, the less dense you become. Exactly right, Gigi. So as you see here, that's why they try to chemtrail the skies and change your food, and everything comes through light. Instead of worrying about food, because they fucking with the GMO. They know all the science. They know this. You know, black people don't know shit right now because you still sleep. Just bypass all that in sun gates. But what he's doing, I told you, NASA has now got control of the major pyramid. Why? What does the pyramid got to do with outer space? Because they know that this is how motherfucking black people as gods would come into the physical and then leave back out of here. That's why that pyramid shoots up to Orion's belt and up to Sirius star system, because that's where the fuck they would go. They would decouple from the physical. As this white man's gonna show you how it's done. You can do it over and over again. What you learn how to work light again. How about that? He's gonna take zinc back into calcium, calcium into aluminum. He's becoming lighter. Then calcium, then aluminum, then back into the ether, back into light.
1.5 inches wide and 1/16 of an inch thick. And I hung it here like that. It's over here, stood here, and it's hung down there. Here's your zinc. So between this pyramid here and this one here, They are talking to each other, if you like. That's in simple terms. What's happening is that they send electrons to each other. You probably heard about Tesla's.
They been doing the hand exactly. Then they been do because they don't have the all didn't create them, so they don't have they don't have what you have inside. They don't have none of the components inside to create what to be. They'll never leave this goddamn matrix. Never. They were created here by that thing and some other Africans to be here as an antagonist, as to be antagonized and antagonist. I can't get the word out. Antagonize you, keep your frequency low, to keep you in fear. They were not created by the all, so they can never leave this matrix. Okay? But they don't have a functional pineal gland. But they have blue and green eyes and all this other shit. Why their Kundalini energy can't ignite the pineal gland because theirs is calcified. So you understand that they are an animal created up into a human being. You can't do that. You can't create it's against the laws of the universe. You cannot take an animal, the laws of anything, but you can't higher level because it's an animal. It never, white people have never, white people, Caucasians, East Indians, and Asians, they've never moved out of an animalistic mindset. You understand that? Their mind, their spirit, if they don't have one, well, yeah, you know, no, my fault. They have spirits, don't have souls. My fault. Their spirits has never grown what? Their spirits have never grown what? Spiritually. They're still animals. So they can never be allowed to leave this realm of existence ever. They're barbaric. They're animalistic. They're violent. Can never leave this fucked up realm. Never leave this realm. Yeah, but they're trying to study. They know what it does. They know black people say, well, why is NASA there? They know black people say, well, I don't know. I ain't got no clue why they there. I guess they're trying to look for demons or let's say something stupid. They know that what it does. They know the technology, what the they can't build a duplicate, but they know what it does. They go try to figure it out. They know. Hell, you see this white man knows it. He's telling you right now. He knows that the design of the pyramid does something. He's telling you. The copper and zinc, it goes, but he knows it. You think this old goofy white man don't? You think this old goofy white man know?
Energy through the ether. These do it naturally.
Exactly. They just do it naturally. You talking about they? Who's they? It ain't you. You can do it naturally. It goes back to energy, goes back to the ether. Because you create energy from nothing and you can take it back to nothing. Just gotta learn how to do it again. That's right. Exactly right, Gigi. Exactly right. You melanin have a soul. Exactly right. So they don't have none of this. Like you said, you can do this naturally. That's you, black people. You don't need, you can do it naturally. But you had the zinc and stuff inside the pyramids. So it'll be easy. Once you knew how to, once you got yourself together, learn how to do it again, you can move out.
Now, the energy that was being collected into here, I'll describe exactly how it happens in a minute. These three pyramids are talking to each other. In other words, this one's sending energy to, it can't go to there. It goes to the nearest thing that attracts it. So the energy is shooting from here to there and there to there and there to there. Now, anybody will tell you that zinc is a pure metal. It's not made of 2 or 3 different items. It's just pure metal. Well, I beg to differ, because after about 3 weeks of this bombardment going on, these were sending out electrons towards each other and hitting the zinc. Now, zinc is held together in proton form. That's way beyond the electron. Now, if you hit zinc, or I'll do zinc, that's one I use. If an electron hits the zinc, electron can't come out. It wants in. The only thing it can kick out is a proton. So all these three were bombed.
So it's kicking out the proton. The proton is nothing but light, sending that light back to the ether. So now you're becoming less. What you're doing now is decoupling. Okay, and what in layman's term, you're loosening up the magnetic field around the soul. You're going back into the soul form instead of the physical. You're shooting out. What you're doing, you're loosening up that electric field around you. It shoots out the protons. That protons just go right back into the ether, back into the nothingness of space. Light is decoupling this goddamn magnetic field around you.
Bombarding these electrons, and eventually, like it's kicking protons out, eventually it collapsed onto a little pile of powder here. A little pile of powder. And when I had that powder, it was a dirty calcium.
Exactly right. So he's going to find through the periodic table, the weight still don't, because it's just light going back into the ether. And all it did was change zinc, became lighter, and became a lighter element into calcium. And as you take it, go lighter again, it goes back into aluminum until you go back into spirit. You ain't dead or nothing. You're just going back from the physical back into the spirit. Period. That's what you are. You're able to decouple. That's in pyramids.
Now, if you know the weights of your elements, you'll know that off the top of my head, it's 65 point something, and I got them here somewhere. There's about 25 moles per gram difference in the weights. 40 point something, I think it's 40.8. I'm not sure, doesn't matter. There's about 25 moles per gram. That's molecules per gram in weight, at atomic weight. So if you took the same amount of each, this would weigh one, that would weigh that, and one would weigh that, because this one here, your calcium, was found higher up that scale on the lighter side than the zinc. That was farther down here. It was heavier. Now, when I saw the difference that I had in weights, I tried to find something able
that would match it,
that had that weight.
And it did nothing.
But what had I removed? All I know was that my zinc had collapsed, and I had it tested, and it was calcium. I tried to find a number that would equal that. Not even combination of different numbers would give me that answer. And it was obvious to me, really, before I wanted to be sure, that what I had removed was energy.
Exactly.
I hadn't removed anything you can give a name to.
The light, energy.
So I put this in a little tiny bag hung it on here. Process.
Put it back in the
or not, after about 6 weeks, it's longer this time, it got smaller and smaller, and it changed color too. And all I had when I tested it was aluminum.
Aluminum. He's decoupling from the physical
to aluminum. And there's a funny side of this, because a doctor will say that you know, you don't have enough calcium in your system.
Exactly. Don't know it's all the same
calcium
thing.
Tablets. At the same time, somebody says, don't cook in aluminum pans. Exactly. It's bad for you.
He's figuring out that it's all the same thing. It's just light, depending on what I told you. Depends on what magnetic field it is, depending on what material it's going to be, what mineral it's going to be, depending on the magnetic field. How tight is the field around it? Because it's all light, all of it. That's why I told you there's no such thing as a particle. Only light and magnetics. That's it. Only thing determining what a particle is determining how much the magnetic field is around it. That creates it to what it's going to be in the physical. It determines what it's going to be, depending on how dense is the magnetic field around something.
When you get calcium tablets, there's aluminum in it, isn't there? Energy-wise. Not only that, they say, okay, get out of the aluminum and get out of the calcium. I'll give you some zinc tablets. They gave you all three. Because in energy form, like I told you when we first started, we must regard its electrical magnetic form.
Everything in electromagnetic form. Everything is light and magnetics. So that's what he's learning. Is Cracker learning that? You think he's the only one that knows that now? I told you, it's only light and magnetics, energy in magnetics. You must, what do you say? You must understand everything is just that. And that's the fact. That's what your ancestors told you. That's what God, the real God, not this fake shit you're praying to. If you're praying anything, you ain't praying to the real God. That is a fact. So, as I told you, everything is nothing but light and that's it. That's it. So you must think of everything of light and magnetics. That's right. So this, this is new for them. This is new for them. Ain't this funny? This is what Voodoo taught you. That you told you is wicked and evil. Oh, it's wicked and evil. This is what Voodoo told you. Everything is light and magnetics in Voodoo. Energy. Vibration. Oh, you say the shit.
But you're not going to understand that in your mind to the electrical, and I will give you numbers.
I've been saying that. Reduce everything to the electric and the magnetic. That's right. Because that's all it is. All anything is. That's why you got to learn how to work the light. That manipulates the magnetic fields around everything. It's how God creates. Everything's around you, just an illusion, trapped in a magnetic field. All this matter is nothing, doesn't exist. It's just a magnetic shit, light trapped in a magnetic field. There we go.
You know, if that's the weight of an electron, you can prove it if you've got a calculator that hydrogen is 770 electrons.
Yeah, that's how they created that working light. You create from animals, create animal from light, working the light, and put a magnetic field on his ass and create it from that. But that's what they show you how they create these damn beasts. Jay ancestors said, create them by working the damn light with animals, turn the damn animal into a human, change the damn frequency in the magnetic field and putting his DNA in it. That's how they created them. But let me go back to
that's hydrogen, 1 point something. So if you take this number here and divide it into any one of your elements on the periodic tables, you can find their electronic magnetic content. Right. Now in a few minutes,
each time you do that, you find out what frequency the magnetic field is wrapped around. He learned that. That's right. So you think this low budget cracker? I'm saying low budget. These low budget cracker knows, and the damn elite cracker don't know this. You think they don't know? They think they don't know these black people keep them worshiping shit that ain't real. That's beneficial to them. and to say everything is worshiping the devil, all you serve the devil, and they do it. Black people like, oh, we're gonna stay away from them crazy white people. They worshiping the devil over there, and they trying to do your science. You think that's not on purpose? I want to go back to him. Let me go to 21. I want to see him talk about. He learns about the currents. 21. Here we go, right there. I'm gonna go there.
This is how they created the first. This is how mass was created.
See, he learned about these currents. See how everything goes in the Brooklyn currents. See how it is? All these currents going from one planet to the other. They learn this now too. It vortexes in. That's why you standing here with your feet to the soil. It's connected to everything. See that? As I showed you already, He's got some fucked up drawings here, but it's the same. You get the premise. These currents going clockwise and go back out counterclockwise. That's why I told you to get out there and take off your shoes, sun gaze, because that's you're gonna get connected to this current, which is connected to the sun, is connected to star system Sirius. See, they know all this. They know what all this is. This is all ancient African teachings. Ancient. What they told you to be scared about. Told these are lies and devil worshiping. Shit. Now through the science, they see that this is a fact. These currents go through every planet, which connects you back to what? The all. Exactly right, Gamma. Keep black people dumb and docile while they learn how to start working light and then put their names on it. They started now really understanding what their science was all lies. And they starting to really understand real science, and they're gonna they're putting their names on it. It's like this Brooklyn current. They know that this shit hundreds of millions of years old. Brooklyn, some white dude named Brooklyn. Get out of here with this shit. So
when you think of mass, don't ever think of even a speck of sand is mass or matter. Call it what you like. Now,
it does make sense, Miss Jones, when you understand this. It all culminates. Here's a study for me. Finally, all culminates. I even know what the hell they saying is true. Even the damn thing they call a mythology, it's not a goddamn myth. It's the fucking truth, and it's proven through science. Things that they said were myths and shit because we didn't know nothing. Not a goddamn myth. It's the fact. All these goofy ass, silly ass books, the Bible, a damn myth. The Quran, that's a damn myth. Made up ass religions. But this white man is learning your real shit and got you running around scared of, oh no, oh no, oh. So it's because you can finally put all the dots. It all makes sense. Like when I said, the universe is birthing itself. It constantly births itself. The galaxy is nothing. A woman's womb is just like a galaxy. And you were created from what? A goddamn galaxy. You mimic a galaxy. That shows everything. A womb, a galaxy has a placenta, the womb, everything as above, so below. Shit is mind blowing, and it's proven factually that Brooklyn current works as a penis, as it goes to another, creates another galaxy. That shit creates that other galaxies come out of that womb. Shit is impregnating another galaxy. Shit is crazy, but this shit is true. I don't know that to be true, man. I can't. Don't say that. I can't say it did or not. I don't know. That's my hypothesis. I got to study that more. I don't know. I can't say that. I can't say the ice age was created, but I know that ice. I know that code creates a instant magnetic field on something and slows the vibrational rate down. So I don't know. I'm thinking that makes sense to me. I gotta do some more. I gotta do some more sun gazing and talk to the cats on Sirius. I gotta connect my feet to them Brooklyn currents and get those answers. Let them lead me. They gotta lead me to the answers. I told you this is all real. What I'm telling you is real. You get out there, you hook yourself to that Brooklyn current. You start sun gazing, open the vibration, and they will talk to you. They exist. You exist. That's real. I don't know. I can't validate that. That's what I'm starting to get. I don't know yet. looking for something that's gonna save their ass. Go say we're digging. Look, they know black people gonna start waking up. It's a great awakening coming up. Even though I might get frustrated with black people, I know what I ask. This is gonna be a great look. Look, these I know I get mad about the religions are gonna be gone. Okay, they're lies. So that's already been told to them. These religions are lies. They're baloney. So and the ones coming back now are not gonna believe the religions no way. The religions are on the last leg. They won't last another 100 years. I know that. You know, even though I know that to be factual, I get frustrated still. But there's a great awakening coming because you're going back to Sirius now. As I show you through that, you're going back. So the planet's gonna start heating up. You're gonna getting those messages from the all, from that light. You're gonna go to your GNX helix, start bringing you back online. That's what they're trying to stop because they know you get what goes through light, through the fruit, through the vegetables. So that's why they make them GMO. Costs more money to make a GMO food than ever costs just to put a seed in the ground and grow it. So that you know it's about you. Crackers already, the elite cracker already knows all this. No matter how many rituals they do, they are in church worshiping something that ain't real, it's not gonna last because the light's gonna change. The God light is gonna hit their ass, regardless. They're gonna start coming back online and waking up. The cat that's all religious right now, he gonna know instantly if he's still here when the light hits his ass and changes. He gonna know instantly that that's bullshit. Like, oh wait, be like a miraculous discovery. What? This shit's bullshit. You don't know because the code's gonna hit that switch on the DNA helix. Boom. Oh man, what? Do what? What? Y'all, man, get the fuck out of here with this goofy shit. So that's what they're trying to stop from happening. Okay. They might be trying to go underground. It won't work. You need some form of light, some form of light to get some kind of energy. Some kind you can't just live underground. That ain't gonna save their ass. That ain't gonna work. So that ain't gonna work. But that's probably what they might be what they try. I thought they got a bunch of underground bases already. I'm sure they got them. That ain't gonna work. Not gonna work. But just being underground is gonna heat up. This underground is gonna the Earth's core, all that shit's gonna heat up too. So then being underground gonna be worse. The nuclear reactor that sits in the core of the Earth is gonna heat up as well. So I don't know how going underground gonna help their ass. Shit. It's lights out. It ain't gonna work. Their time is up. They're out of here. It's over for their ass. They are an animal. They're not gonna die. They go back to animal form. Say, what animal they gonna be? I don't know what animal they're gonna be. Whatever animal they were created from, the chimp, some are dogs, whatever. They're not gonna die. Energy never dies. They're gonna go back to what they're supposed to be, whatever animal form they were created from. That just is. It is what it is. I didn't shit. That thing. But black people individually can get out here individually. I understand we were trying to get out of here as a whole people because we're loving like that, but we create these other black people around here because we try to get more neural melanin in the brain that would vibrate at a higher frequency so that everybody be able to just get out of here. You don't have to wait for no heating up and learn how to become gods again. That you had enough, but you couldn't stay in this frequency. The vibrational rate would be too high. It would break down any magnetic field. So I understand that. I know that they were trying to make sure if you had a whole bunch of neuromelanin in the brain, you'd be vibrating at such a high frequency. The magnetic field here could not hold you. Period. So, I used to say they were gonna be unconscious energy, but that's not true. I see. Even I got to learn that. I was saying that I was all fucked up wrong saying that. They're gonna go back to unconscious. There's no energy that's unconscious. Everything's conscious. Everything's from God. Everything's conscious of itself. Anything light is conscious. So where they go back to whatever form where they radiate at, and that's the animal realm. That's where they gotta go back to. The animal realm. They came from the animal realm. They gotta go back to the animal realm. A walking, talking animal. Shit. That's where they gotta go back to. Oh well. Where am I at? Let's see. Is this one I'm at? Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, Hank. They already passed the point of no return. They're gone. There's no say they're out of here. They already passed the point of no return. That's a fact. Them trying to run around put the names and learn all this shit on, put the names on this and ain't gonna save them. Now they learn that they learn just in time enough what's real to know that time is up for their ass. Well, that's where they came from, the hand. That's where they came from. Shit. Yeah, they're gonna go back to that. That's where they came from. I kept saying, they just go to unconscious energy. That's not true because everything is conscious. So they got to go back to what they were. And they got to go back to where their mental state is. As an animal. They're gonna go back to the animal realm. That's what they are. And that's a fact. By the DNA, I ain't gotta everything I'd say I can prove. Shit. That's what they are. That's what the DNA tells you. That's what they are. So I keep getting kicked off YouTube channels. We're just telling the truth. That's why they can't upload nothing. All I did was the blood type. Shut down the channel. All I did was blood type. How can blood type be racist? Because that's the truth about them. They can't debunk it, so they'll call it racist. That's animal genetics. That's a fact. So they got so how's that possible? Because they were created from animals. And that's where they're gonna go back to. That ain't my damn fault. Shit. So we're gonna let this guy talk. He's learning how the universe actually really creates him. About the Big Bang Theory proven wrong because all this shit is all wrong. Theories, theory of gravity, all that shit they say is wrong. He's learned that the Earth, that the universe birthed itself. As your ancestors said it does. The galaxies give birth to other galaxies. As they're going to prove. Huh? Then the Brooklyn current and all this stuff, what happens? Oh, got my thing on.
See the observations, to communicate the evidence so that everyone has to make up their own mind on it.
See, to make up their own mind. They see this shit. It goes back hundreds and millions of years. And now he didn't found. They talking about he didn't found out how the universe really works. He ain't found out shit. The shit's already been known. All in papers everywhere. It's already been known. You see how they do it? They're still wicked. This white man, he's now finding out the Big Bang Theory was wrong. Your ancestors already knew all this shit was wrong. It's already written down everywhere. It's written down. You're going to see it from the Dogon, ancient Gnostics. All this shit's already written. This white man comes on. He didn't figure out the secret. What are you talking about? It's already been known. Because you run around with your schools giving disinformation, talking about Big Bangs and talking about that Stephen Hawking's crippled motherfucker. That shit was all wrong. He was saying all the shit you guys say be wrong. Because you're goddamn animals. You don't understand how the universe works. You think you told people a black hole and the center of a galaxy that's where things go to destroy. It does not. That's where birth is given at. That's where birth and other galaxies come from. You told people it's about, it's destruction in there. It eats other matter and all that old nonsense shit. And you go back to the old ancient Africans and the Dogon say, no, that's where planets are being birthed and shit from. Galaxies being birthed from other galaxies. Huh? So you ain't figured out shit
on this. But as I go through this, you'll see there are certain obvious patterns that are developing. And in order to predict what the new observations will show, and in order to understand what they mean, we'll start talking the creation of galaxies, the creation of matter, its effect on relativity.
Probably so, because everything he said was utter nonsense.
Its implications
he told
for
you he was a damn
understanding of the
he's
universe.
a genius. He knows the universe. Everything he said was fucking wrong. Except for the shit he said he got right when he all about African shit that he learned. But his shit, the shit was all fucking wrong. All that shit. I tell you, these motherfuckers are geniuses. Don't know the hell they talking about. Shit's
Transparency.
Crazy. Okay.
In the early.
Now, what you gotta see this? Okay, you see this? Now, you're looking right there. That little galaxy create these super galaxies. See that? One left, one right. One's gonna be feminine, one's gonna be masculine. As it shoots out those energies, what a magnetic field hits that, starts rotating this way, starts rotating down. Story goes, the Brooklyn current is the umbilical cord. It created us. It sacrificed a whole galaxy, cut this umbilical cord, right? And then sacrificed this galaxy to create us as light beings. You're nothing but a mimic of this in a humanoid form to create us. See, this is how it all shoots out. See, this little galaxy, birth galaxies. As your ancestors said, it birthed these two galaxies. One male, one female. And it's cracking like, I see it in space. You see how we see it? Well, this shit's already been told for millions of years. Get out of here.
1950s, the radio telescopes.
You wouldn't know because you only got it 6,000 years ago when you were created. It's ancient science.
Started observing the sky, and they found sources of radio, spots of radio emission on the sky. I remember sitting in the Caltech symposia room, and
so he's going to see through the power telescopes that these other universes are birthing other universes. Like your ancestors said, how it's created. See, you got all these Bible shits out, and all this other this Quran nonsense. Throw that shit in the garbage. This is truth. And it's no good European trying to put his name on it. Because now he sees it with his telescope, what the ancestors already said. Who the hell's on the damn website? Let me go to the website. Hold on. Shit. Who the fuck is on the website? All that damn. Hold on. Who's on the damn website making a damn noise? Hold on. I'm had to get out this website shit. Hold on. Who's over here? Let me see who's over here. Shit. Who's over? The hell is that? Who putting that up there? Who put this up there? Damn woman, the dog here. Oh, it's Gigi and y'all. What y'all doing over here? No wonder they age like dog years. No, y'all let the family. Okay, I see that. That's cool. Cause yeah, we can't do this on YouTube. That's good. So Gigi and them put a picture of the dog and a woman. Exactly right. That shit look crazy looking. Ooh. You want to go to sleep with this goddamn beast, man? This shit be crazy to me. That's exactly what that is. Dog hair. And through their media, oh my God. Oh yeah, it's a good photo, Gigi. That's what I'm glad you did it. That just make that damn noise. I had to go back. I'm glad you did it. That makes shit is crazy. They want to sleep with these motherfucking people. Shit. I understand how propaganda works and all that. But I ain't never. Man, I'm talking too much. I'm gonna get this channel banned for saying that shit. Gigi gonna get me in trouble with her damn pictures and shit. I gotta say this should be just be on the website, not on YouTube. The new old channel. Oh my God, I don't ever get this shit. Oh, there's no way. Let me go back to YouTube. I'll laugh my ass off all night over here. Get my ass back to YouTube. About killing by licking. Oh yeah. Wow. Wow. They said a picture gives 1,000 words. That's it right there. Wow. You can't see this. You don't know that this came from this. You can't see that. This is right in your damn eyes. You don't know that that is this. This is that. You don't know that by your eyes. This propaganda worked on you black men so well that you can't see that this came from that. You can't understand that. You out of your rabbit ass mind. But you do you. Do you, dog? You couldn't help it. It was good. I liked it. I didn't know. It just be that damn noise and shit. Who the hell over there? But I loved it. Same here. Exactly. That's where it came from. Exactly what it is. It's fur. Ain't case. Same nose and everything. Let me get back to this dude here. I'm not gonna do the whole thing, but I'm gonna tell you
scientists saying, well, they're paired across galaxies, but you should not jump to the conclusions that they're associated with galaxies.
Exactly, they paired throughout galaxies, but they should try to say you shouldn't assume that they are together. And yes, they are. You see that the Brooklyn current connects them together. They're paired. One is feminine, one is masculine, and they're living beings. They're living, intelligent beings. Make sure we understand that. Living. These galaxies live. Everything lives at a high spiritual level. I don't know whatever dimension they're in. They're higher than us. They're intelligent as hell. So that's what they call the fish. So when you talk about the Dogon calling them the fish, those are the celestial waters. So that would be they talk about the fish, the fish beings. They're talking about galaxies.
Eventually, of course, they saw these thin connections going from
exactly.
the central galaxy,
the Brooklyn
out
current,
to the radio lobes on either side.
The central galaxy right there.
I know this is a beautiful picture. This is a VLA picture.
That birthed both these other galaxies.
But I think the two important things you should draw from this first slide is the fact that this material is actually being ejected. That's about the only way you could get this.
Being ejected. Yeah, they're being birthed. They're being birthed with two different Brooklyn currents. They're being birthed by this galaxy here. It birthed this one and it birthed that one. Yes, they're being birthed. Ejecting. Yes, ejecting when you would call birth. They would be giving birth. As our ancestors said they did.
Kind of a configuration. And secondly, is that it's coming, this large amount of material is coming from this very active spot. This is Cygnus A. And so I think we start out with the knowledge that galaxies, unlike assumed in the early days, are not quiescent star piles just moving around, but they actually have very active centers, mysterious active centers.
The mysterious active centers are what? The birth chamber. They are the womb. If you done it, they are the womb. They're giving birth. And that line you see is the current, which would be, in better terms, the penis. It's giving birth. As our ancestors said, giving birth. That's what a galaxy is. It's a mother, a father. It gives birth. And through the connection of the current male to the female, it copulates. As the male copulates with the female, things shoot out of the female. It gives birth to other galaxies. How about that? How about that? As above, so below, man and woman. How about that? That's what it does.
Next step was the Atlas of Peculiar Galaxies. After it was finished in 1966, I looked, the major result for me was that these peculiar galaxies, which were featured in that atlas, 333 of them, they were disturbed in the center. They looked as though they were exploding or ejecting. And so the obvious thing to do is to look around.
They were exploding. They were ejecting. Yeah, they were creating other life. The female galaxy was giving birth. Stupid. They were exploding. Things were ejecting out of it. Yes, yes. It's called other galaxies. That feminine galaxy was giving birth to other galaxies. How about that? Huh? The masculine galaxy was connected with, as I showed you in the water, it's Brooklyn current to the other feminine galaxy, and that material, well, they're making love, really. That's what the damn thing is doing. Making love to the feminine galaxy. It now ejects, it's exploding things out of there. It's called giving birth, stupid. Exploding things out of the center. It's giving birth because it was copulating with its male counterpart. Huh? It was making love to the other galaxy. How about that shit? That's exactly what it did. It was making love to the, and after it got to making love, it created other galaxies. It came out, it was shooting stuff from the core. Yes, yes. Called other children, other galaxies.
To see whether any of these radio sources in the vicinity. I was also helped because a friend of mine in Argentina said, gee, Chip, there are a lot of radio sources around those galaxies. And so when I looked at them, I saw, in fact, that they were paired across these exploding galaxies. That made a lot of sense.
They were paired.
They were being ejected, and in the process of ejection, the galaxies were being disturbed.
They're being ejected. Those are other galaxies being created, stupid.
So the chances of that association being accidental was only about 1 in a million.
That's right, wasn't accidental, 1 in a million.
And I immediately in 1967, 1968, turned it around and said, let's look for radio spots or pairs on the sky and see whether there's a galaxy between them. And this is one of the objects that turned up, where there's 2 very strong radio sources, those small dots there. They're the only ones in the area. They form an obvious pair. And then when you look for the brightest galaxy in the area, you see that's IC 1767 falls directly between them. Now, at that time, all I knew was that those were quasars, because some of these radio spots then became associated with optical objects. They looked like stars, but as you know, quasars have very high redshifts. The lines are shifted to the red, which is usually interpreted as, or up to then had been interpreted as meaning they were receding from us with high velocities. So after this was found, these quasars were measured and confirmed as quasars.
Quasars mean galaxies.
An amazing thing here. The redshifts are written there, 0.616 and 0.669. Now, quasars come in redshifts between 1/10, and now they're up to 4 or 5. And so the chance of them being that close together in redshift was very, very small. So that meant that the pair was associated, and that they were associated with the central galaxy. And the conclusion was that they were ejected.
They were born.
Now,
they were ejected. The center galaxy right there is the mother. and it's connected to another galaxy with a male across whatever the Brooklyn current or wherever that one's at that you don't see right there. The male is connected somewhere to that female, and those two galaxies next to it are the children of those two of that galaxy. Those are her children, stupid. Those two galaxies next to it, those are the children of that galaxy. And the male is somewhere further off connected to her through the Brooklyn current. And those two are going to be connected through a Brooklyn current. All right? How about that?
These kinds of objects, this was published in the Armenian journal because it was obviously not going to get into the Astrophysical Journal. And later, it was published in the Astrophysical Journal, but not much attention was paid to it. But nevertheless, this kind of material started piling up until about 1995, when the German Rosat X-ray satellite went up and started observing X-ray sources. And
every morning, this twins hand with every galaxies out of time.
One are disturbed galaxies, Seyfert galaxies, which I'll come to in a minute.
That was just the two they see. There's going to be other galaxies around that one.
They're compact objects emitting a lot of radio material, but even more X-ray emission. So
see, radio just another form of light on a different frequency. Okay, these are just all light.
They're very bright objects and something that the X-ray telescope would look at. And at the end, I'll talk about clusters of galaxies. Surprisingly, these clusters of galaxies are emitting huge amounts of X-rays. So when in 1995, this Rosat X-ray telescope was pointed at this Seyfert galaxy, NGC 4258.
Okay. Because you can't see it with the naked eye, they see it with X-ray, so it's at a higher frequency. So this thing's at another dimension, it's higher frequency. They can't see it with the naked eye, so it's vibrating at higher frequency. So you see this big galaxy, other galaxies out. It's birthing these other galaxies, and of course, this galaxy with the Brooklyn current has a male somewhere, not in this picture, but there's a male copulating with this female way off somewhere. And the Brooklyn current is coming underneath there, connecting it to his wife, to this other galaxy. And this galaxy, what? It's giving birth. Boom, one galaxy. Boom, another galaxy. Boom, another galaxy. Boom, another galaxy. It's giving birth to other galaxies. Not planets, whole fucking galaxies. Start the beginning of galaxies being created. It's giving birth. And it's ejecting the hole of the black hole, because the black hole is the birth canal, you dumbass. It's a birth canal, stupid. That's why it's ejected. It's being born. She's copulating with her what? Her male counterpart connected with that Brooklyn current. You just don't see the male. It's out this picture, wherever the male's at. Copulating, and the time for her to give birth, boom, eject these damn other galaxies. That babies who are going to grow up and form to be huge ass galaxies, and then they're going to find a mate and start goddamn procreating.
It was clear, it was already known it was a strong X-ray source, and you can see these isophotes in the center representing all the X-ray material emission that's coming out of the center. And also, it was that this galaxy was.
So you see this vortex? See the vortex in the middle? That's a vortex. I showed you. It's a vortex. And see the galaxy being popped out? All these galaxies popped out, pop out, pop out, pop out, pop out, pop out. All this doubt. They're being born. They're being given birth. Okay, they're giving birth to other galaxies. And then as the galaxy, stars are going to start forming around the galaxy, and then planets. Okay? You can't see the planet and the stars when be too damn small. These are whole galaxies being birthed. Not just stars. Stars come later. Stars and then planets around the billions of planets around the galaxy, behind all these different galaxies. and would connect this. There would be, as I showed, another Brooklyn, them lines. This would be a Brooklyn current connected all the way over to the male, wherever the male would be. And that current would connect all the way to that female. And then boom, all them galaxies pop out. Boom. After he releases himself. Oh, let me stop. What the hell going on with this shit out of here? Antivirus shit always popping up. Somewhere. Oh, bye, go. No, I don't want to do nothing. Just get the fuck off of here.
Was ejecting. It had been ejecting hydrogen clouds.
I'm just saying, imagine when a universe, when a whole, not a universe, a galaxy, imagine when a galaxy nuts. Oh! All that shit come popping out of there. Boom, boom, boom. Baby galaxies being born. Start forming planets. Start forming suns first, which would be stars. And then at the stars, the planets.
Continuum radio emission and so forth. You could see it in the optical. There were anomalous arms coming out of the center and so forth. So already we knew that this was a very active galaxy. But the surprise came when you saw those two spots, and Amy showed this yesterday. These two spots of.
So you see the vortex within there. The vortex they would see through radar frequency. There's a vortex up in there. Inside the galaxy, galaxies creating these other galaxies, these galaxies will grow to be adult galaxies. They would pick on a mate, male and female, and start creating other things around them as well. And then they'll produce children.
Concentrations of X-ray right across the center of this galaxy, and it was even the conventional person who did this observation said it looks like they're ejected. And of course, there were two stars, like two stellar appearing objects at the center of each one of these X-ray.
As your ancestors said, that's how the universe works.
How can we confirm it?
And it's funny, they're right again.
It's obvious that
not
these
quasars,
nobody
books.
wanted to do it. And finally, Margaret Burbidge came along, and I rather heroically, I think, went to the Lick 3-meter telescope on Mount Hamilton.
Well, that galaxy love making got to be a motherfucker.
One night over the.
That galaxy love making male and female, that's got to be some good sick shit. Got to be a motherfucker.
Lights of San Jose got the red of these two quasars. And the redshifts are interesting because they come out to be.
Like I said, they are living beings, more intelligent than us. So that's got to be good sick shit.
And 4/10, and the implication is that one of them is coming, and the other one's going away from us with a 10/6. That's really important because we'll see later that if you're going to.
Yep, because this is what you're created from. This is you. This is what you are. You're created from the galaxy. You are created from these galaxies. This is what you are. I'm glad. I want to iterate that again. This is what you are in a humanoid form. I'll sacrifice the galaxy, created you out of this out of the galaxy called Nomosimi. Nomosimi, whatever. I got the name of it. I'll get it again. But that's what you are. You're nothing but a galaxy in humanoid form and light form. That's what you are. That's what they all create from. That's why you mimic this. This is what you are. That's why the black man tool is so big with that big ass Brooklyn current going across space and time.
Coming out with very high velocity, near the velocity of light, because they're.
I had to. That was too good not to stop.
Low mass material, and then they're going to have to slow down. But here, when we have these redshifts now, we can actually measure the velocities of the ejections, and they're in the range of 5 or 10,000 kilometers per second, not 300,000 kilometers per second like the velocity of light. So immediately this result came out. Incidentally, this is my picture from the 4-meter telescope at Kitt Peak. And I had been, in the years before, looking for just these kind of objects around it. But when the X-ray telescopes came along, they picked out the quasars very, very well. And you'll see this now with sort of a Rosetta Stone in making progress in this field. And the thing we did next,
I had to do it.
joined me from the Planet Extraterrestrial, and we looked at all the Seyferts. Because the Seyferts were such strong X-ray sources,
Okay, now look.
we were able to get almost a complete sample of the.
Now this is a Brooklyn current with a bunch of galaxies all around it. Can't see it that good. It's so light. There's just a bunch of galaxies all around one Brooklyn current, because the current connects every galaxy together, every planet. And that's what this no good European is learning.
The brightest Seyferts from 8th apparent magnitude to about 12.9. And we could, the X-ray sources were then automatically reduced by the reduction program so that they were listed. The point source X-ray sources in the vicinity of these Seyferts were listed. And what you see here is these points going up and to the right are excess X-ray sources around the Seyferts. The dashed line indicates the control fields of galaxies. So we could see right from here that this was an excess of point X-ray sources around these active Seyfert galaxies. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to know that these were quasars. And everybody knew they were quasars. But
quasars are nothing more than baby galaxies.
Since they didn't have redshifts, you could sort of ignore it. The statistics that we did on this was a 7.5 sigma result, i.e., the chance of this being an accident would be 1 in over 10 million.
That's right. So that, there's no accident. This is giving birth.
The scientists, the conventional people say they really wanted was a statistical proof with a large sample of objects showing that the quasars were associated with these nearby galaxies, these high redshift quasars.
Those are all galaxies. Those are just children galaxies.
When the result was obtained and published,
like you said, they know that to be 1 or 2 million for that not to be true. Of course, they don't want to pay attention to it because that proves they know. Hey, they don't want to put that in real science book. That leak cracker knows that black people are the gods. That's where they come from. What they are. Black people are galaxies here in the flesh. That's what they are. I don't want to admit none of this shit. This shit is deeper than deep once you know the truth.
Difficult procedure of picking out these sources and trying to get the spectra and getting the redshift of these quasars. And I'll show you a few examples of the things we got. Here's a Seyfert 1. This shows a lot, just this one object. Here's a Seyfert 1, a very bright one, known. A redshift, very low redshift, 0.007. And on either side is a quasar, 0.334, and a BL-ACT object, 0.136. That's a special kind of quasar, which the synchrotron of the bremsstrahlung emission is so strong it wipes out the lines, and it's almost a continuum high-energy source. And that'll be interesting. We'll come to that in a little bit.
Let me go right here. We know this is a
ones
vortex.
I was talking about were distributed uniformly or preferentially
I want you guys to see
along
how
the minor axis.
You know how see vortex in, then vortex out. Everything vortexes in, then vortexes out. Quasars, the companions, creates. Go back to what he's saying. That, but you guys know that Brooklyn current, it vortexes in, then vortexes out of a galaxy.
And the galaxies that we know all about, because that's the evolutionary development of a galaxy, and that's where galaxies come from. A Swedish astronomer in Pasadena in the 1970s, who showed that the companion galaxies, these ones I was just talking about, were distributed uniformly or preferentially along the minor axis. And here I've shown that the quasars are plus or minus 20 degrees from the minor axis, and the companion galaxies are plus or minus 35. This reinforces the conclusion that as the quasars come out along the minor axis, they get out, develop, and then are perturbed slightly, and then when they fall back to form the group, they're a little bit more spread along the minor axis. Distance out, which was calculated at the time, is a half a megaparsec. And that's just the diameter of groups. That's the diameter of our local group, is a megaparsec. So it looks like the major constituents of the universe are made up of these groups, and this is how the groups form, with a parent galaxy, quasars, and then evolving into companions.
That's what it is. That's
This
exactly
was
what it
in
is.
1970s,
like
early
the scrotum
1970s.
and light, how you work the light and how to work, because they starting to work with light. That's all light. You got to connect your light again back to what? Your brain, back to the pineal gland. It's all correlates. It's fucking brilliant. It's as above, so below. It's everything our ancestors said it was. I mean, it correlates even in the universe. I mean, so perfectly. A galaxy is what when you know how it creates. That's what you are here. That's what you are. That's what a womb is. It mimics the center of a galaxy. That's what it is. A man's phallic is a brook current, or whatever we call it. Down, call that a damn Anubis River or whatever. That's what it is. It's fucking amazing. I'm gonna go out. Hold on, it's a little further up.
8 meter on power now, and this picture is pasted on the bulletin boards. And
see, vertebrae, these are the arms, center of this galaxy right here, be the birth canal, but it would have a Brooklyn current connected to another galaxy, another male, or I don't know if it's a male or female, connected to impregnate it, and this thing would shoot out smaller galaxies to start off as a smaller galaxy, a quasar, and it would grow into adulthood, become a full-fledged galaxy.
in the walls of all the major observatories in the world, and everybody looks at this and they don't notice this galaxy and they don't notice this galaxy. I talked to one of my friends,
smaller galaxies around
us, responsible for posting this around. I said, "You know the story on this?" And he said, yes, I know, but we don't want to talk about that. This is one of the Atlas of Peculiar Galaxies known as ARC 105. And here you see a beautiful example of ejection. Here's the ejection coming down this way. It's called Lamberth-Thumion's knot, and it's a galaxy in the making. Here's a quasar redshift 2.2 over here. The ejection has obviously gone off in the other direction also and punctured this galaxy and formed this big plasma loop out in here. So this is sort of an example of a physical example of what happens when you can see these ejecta where they intersect other material and what they're like. There's a whole lot of companion galaxies in this area, and the next slide shows that they're systematically redshifted. And you see this is at 8,500 kilometers per second, and they go up to 8,900 kilometers per second. Every one of these companions is redshifted. And this is another terrible controversy.
Counterclockwise, yeah. I think that's the male. Then I think the woman draws in, so that'd be counterclockwise.
No, that this is just an accident, because if these are really velocities, of course,
counterclockwise be the female.
You, it's going away from
she
you.
Draws in.
And in fact, they're all positive, which means that there's intrinsic.
That's why there's little galaxies around it.
And even though I've been saying for years that if you look in our local group and the M81 group, that 22 out of 22 of the companions are all positively redshifted, people will still say, well, it's not a big enough sample, or maybe an accident, and so on and so on. But it's very important in this story. The younger galaxies wind up. This is a more recent, quite recent picture of the jet in M87, and this is taken with the VLA in Socorro, New Mexico, the radio telescope, the biggest radio telescope we have now. And here's this famous jet coming out of the center of M87, and I'll show you what else is going on in M87. I mean, we could spend the whole afternoon talking about the Virgo cluster. Amy showed you some of it. The center of the Virgo cluster is down here. But I'm here to, as an excuse to make the following comment. The conventional picture is that these are plasmoids shot out from the, I'm sorry, that this is an ejection of material coming out, and that these are shock fronts. There are shock waves out in here. And they are going with 0.99 the velocity of light. On the Hubble Space Telescope, you can actually see them move from year to year. And if, under the current theories, you make them move that fast, you have to pump a tremendous amount of energy into them. And if you pump that much energy into a normal plasma, it's just going to dissipate. It's just going to blow apart. But we have to, because there's a string of galaxies along here, and because there's a quasar out here, and because there's another cluster out here, and so forth and so on, we have to get these things to evolve into, condense into quasars and then and evolve into galaxies. And the thing that I will talk about is if these are new matter in creation coming out with zero mass or near zero mass, they'll be moving initially with the speed of light, and then as they gain mass by communicating with the rest of the universe, we'll talk about this in a minute, in order to conserve momentum, they have to slow down, as we've seen from the eject pairs, they have to slow down, they gain mass, that's going to reduce their kinetic energy, it's going to reduce their temperature, and instead of blowing apart, they'll be able to condense into new galaxies.
Exactly. As they slow down.
Very, very.
She understands they slow down and get colder, they start to create a magnetic field that brings them from light into something that can be seen and slows their vibrational level down because it starts to cool. When you start to cool, you can get a magnetic field that wraps around it. So that's what I'm thinking that happened to us with the goddamn ice age shit. I don't know yet, so don't repeat me. I can't prove that yet. I can't prove that yet. They never called it no damn they never called it no Big Bang. The Big Bang's a lie. No such thing as a Big Bang. Never happened. That's their crazy ass science. That's wrong. It's no Big Bang. No Big Bang. It's a quiet birth. Big Bang of love making between galaxy to galaxy. That wasn't no banging going on. That was a whole lot of let's get it on. Put it like that. That was more like let's get it on than bang.
Conclusion to draw from all these observations, which I'm showing you. Well, another view of the Virgo cluster is in the X-rays, and this is taken with ROSAT, this German X-ray telescope, of which I now have access to the archive results.
Okay,
and this,
that's right.
Being a very important cluster, of course, was observed in the X-rays, and the NPE people sent this paper to Nature, and it was published immediately. But I noticed that this was leading right down toward the center of the Virgo cluster, M49.
Let me go right here. He's understanding how to.
Of what we've learned from this sample of observations, which I've shown you. Here's a parent galaxy, more or less along the minor axis. You start out with a quasar redshift 2. Okay, so as time goes on, it goes.
You learn how the parent galaxy goes down, magnetic field, parent galaxy starts kicking out all. So things are parent galaxies, and they're creating other galaxies. See, they know this now. Crazy are creating these baby galaxies. The galaxy's gonna start growing. They're gonna find another mate. They're gonna couple together and create other galaxies, other living beings. And that's see, we make this clear. These galaxies are living beings, living, intelligent, celestial beings. You are one of these damn things that one of these galaxies. That's what you are in humanoid form. You know,
goes out, it slows down, it becomes z equal 1, z equals 6/10, 3/10, etc. And then it starts developing into a compact galaxy, and the companion galaxies that wind up here about 150 kilometers per second, 100, 200 kilometers per second excess redshift. You can also look in the other direction.
You know, the companion galaxies over here with the parent galaxy. John said this would be the damn woman over here and the man's over here and companion. Say they're both parents to these galaxies, stupid. One's female, one's male. And that Brooklyn current would go underneath here. That'd be the penis thing. And then it would eject all these other, birth all these other galaxies. He's the parent. That's the companion galaxy over here. One going clockwise, the other going counterclockwise, and they're making love. Oh, girl, that's what's up.
It also, they develop at this rate, is the same in both ways, but they develop into X-ray QSOs here, and then into this BLX stage where they're very energetic and the spectrum washes out, and they start secondary ejection, and you get multiple galaxies.
Multiple
this
galaxies.
is very important at the end where I'll show you about
they create galaxies coming out.
This is a galaxy 3628, which is ejecting plumes of hydrogen. And some innocent conventional astronomer didn't see it there and was measuring quasars, and he measured all these quasars around it. And the X-ray people, the conventional people, say that this galaxy is blowing out X-ray material. But there were all these obvious point sources, which, as you and I know, are quasars. So I said, okay, would you give me the positions of these objects so we can observe them, get the redshifts?
This one's blowing out other galaxies, the quasars.
No, we threw away these positions because they were background objects.
And do our 17 children.
So I measured
one galaxy,
anyway,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This thing has 17
we're in the
galaxies.
process of working on that. Now we're getting serious here because this is another radio galaxy, and the radio emission is shown in green. It's done.
That's a Brooklyn current
and University
to another galaxy,
and
birthing this other galaxy.
This quasar.
That's the penis.
This radio galaxy about a redshift of 1/10.
That's the penis. It's going to eject these other galaxies around it.
So the radio material is in green, and the optical material is in yellow. And you see what's happened is that this ejection has taken place, plasma, being light and interactive with the intergalactic medium, has been stripped. And the optical, more dense part of it has gone on beyond it, but it still retains the same shape. And the same thing has happened down here. The optical material being denser has gone on, and the radio material is being stripped. This explains a lot about a lot of the observations that we see. The interesting thing here is that this turned out to have a different redshift by 1/10 than this. And so my friend Alan concluded that this is an accidental background object and had nothing to do with it. But I think it's beginning to show us what's happening with.
Let me go from here on right here.
The chance of these bright quasars, they're both 3C quasars, is about 1 in
go to the whole thing with this
1 in
guy.
10 to the 9th, 1 in a billion of being accidental. And then these are Abell clusters. And you can see how their redshifts match again, 0.049, 0.046, 070, 0.067. So this, we've shown about 20 examples of this now. The next slide shows a sort of it's not a random picture. These are high redshift quasars, and there are about 4 of them together. And the favorite explanation for this is that it's gravitational lensing. And they want to have them gravitational lensed by this foreground cluster here. But they never seem to notice that this foreground cluster extends right back down the line to this big bright galaxy here.
Of course.
So this is just sort of a random example.
That's the mother that birthed all them galaxies.
Of these high redshift objects to the low redshift objects involved in the clusters, which nobody, except if you look at it this way. This is a newest one of these clusters of galaxies. It gives you a good idea what these clusters look like. They're very faint. objects, and these are isophotes of X. So this appeared also in the
Because
ESO
they're baby
messenger.
galaxies. They'll
And when
start
you
getting
see
more and
this-
more as they grow.
This definite elongation of this cluster this way, immediately we would ask, what's up here? And exactly 14 arc minutes away is this big galaxy, NGC 720, with an X-ray filament coming out.
Yes, they have
and curving
melanin.
down along in this direction.
That was you were
So
created
this
from
seems
a
to be
galaxy.
sort of, a break.
You haven't already got melanin. That's what
I
we were
think
created
about
from.
ready for
Galaxy.
For the theory part of it. And as I say, everybody's going to have their own theory, but I want to just follow through the implications of what we've been doing so far. The conventional theory. The conventional theory is the Einstein field equations of general relativity.
Einstein is completely fucking
much
wrong.
more simple than it's advertised to be. This T mu nu is just the kinetic energy and the potential energy and the momentum terms, all the dynamical terms.
Funny,
And these are all
Einstein,
geometrical
Stephen Hawking,
terms,
all them goddamn
Riemannian
no good
tensors,
crackers
so
are
forth.
wrong.
The solution made in 1922 made an approximation which I think was wrong. It just assumed that the whole universe was just like our universe, and that the particle masses were constant everywhere in the universe, that the electrons always had the same mass, protons always had the same mass. And they then solved this equation, approximation, and they got that the space, this is the scale factor of space, varied as the redshift. And so this is the expanding redshift solution. This is the Big Bang solution. And they predict expanding coordinates, singularities at time equals 0, and it demands that all the redshifts are velocities of recession. But now we've seen that runs up against the brick wall of the fact that they're not velocities of recession, they're intrinsic. So what I'm saying is that this whole approach has to be abandoned. This whole approach has to be abandoned. Well, it creates this terrible sense of panic in most people, because what are you going to substitute in its place? Luckily, Jet Narlikar, who's a student of Fred Hoyle, and Hoyle and Narlikar had investigated the general solution of this equation, which was not to assume that particle masses were constant with time in the universe. And in that case, they got a very simple solution, that the masses varied as the time squared, i.e., in the beginning, when they were first created, they were 0 masses, and as the time went on, they communicated with more and more of the universe, and their mass grew. This is a Machian.
Yes, they start growing like a
theory.
child becomes an
And
adult.
so
How about that?
if the electron mass, when it makes its transition in the atom and emits the photon, if the mass is small, the photon is weak and it's redshifted. As the electron grows in mass, the photon which is emitted is stronger and it drops in redshift. So this is a perfect explanation for what we've been seeing, that the younger objects are high redshift. And the Hubble constant, the sacred Hubble constant, is just the inverse age of our galaxy. And there's a lot of things you can say about this. It makes a link between quantum and classical mechanics, because the creation of the matter is in very small particles in the quantum regime. There's no more singularities. The creation points are at m equals 0. And the most important point, and this is something I want to stress for just a minute or so, is that this is in flat space-time and space-time. In other words, you don't have any of these complicated curved space-time coordinates.
Nope.
And in fact, I would argue that
You got to throw Einstein and Hawkins out the window.
To account for the incorrect treatment of the mass particles. So that if this is a general solution and applies throughout the whole universe, and you get a simple solution, and you don't need these curved space-time coordinates. Well, if you don't need the curved space-time coordinates, then what are you going to do about gravity? This took me a little while to sink in, but I finally faced this, and it's caused me to seriously consider something Tom Van Flanner has been working on. A number of people have been working on this question of Lagrangian pushing gravity. And I made up the following transparency. to illustrate what's sort of going on here. And that is in this variable mass theory, which we need to explain the redshifts of the quasars, and also they're starting out with low luminosities and evolving. We do have a primary reference frame. In the relativistic solution, a primary reference frame is forbidden. And yet, the common sense would tell you that if you just average over the universe that you detect, that's your reference frame. So I borrowed from Tom Van Flanderen on a number of these common sense arguments here. There's another movement here, which is
they've been teaching this shit for the last century. Have with Einstein and them all being wrong. I tell you, genius. Einstein was a genius. Everything he said was fucking wrong.
Time scales, which are necessary for our solution, the Nautical-Arp solution, you have a universal time and a time for our own galaxy, for our own clocks. And our own galaxy is born with the clocks running slow, and as time goes on, the clocks speed up, approach universal time. So if you take these two time scale approach, then you can solve all the normal triumphs of the general relativistic equations, perihelion of Mercury, and so forth and so on. And it all works out very well. And here are some of the names associated with this alternative approach to the general relativistic approach. So without going into any more detail, I would say that it looks like the observations of the quasars are requiring a more general and a more simple solution to the physical dynamical equations, replacing the general relativistic approach and accounting for all these phenomena, both locally and cosmologically. And it requires, even though the mathematics may be quite the same because it's just a conformal transformation between them, the physical picture is completely having a universe that was all born at one instant 15 billion years ago out of nothing. You have a universe that's indefinitely old. It's not expanding. The Big Bang is...
That's right. It's not expanding. Didn't just bang out of nothing. Exactly. Not expanding. It's breathing in and breathing out. It's not expanding. It's infinite.
Is Forbach is gone past creating of new galaxies. The
universe.
Well, it's kind of a real steady state universe.
Yeah, exactly.
And
you have constant creation going on all the time. It's endless. Because black people, you're endless. How about that? It's endless. There ain't no such thing as no damn death. It's endless. No Big Bang, nothing. There's not no damn, the universe is spreading out. It's not. It just birth at the birth at the birth at the birth at the birth.
It relies on the fact that we live in a hierarchical universe. And this is kind of interesting. Because if you start in the galaxy nucleus, you get a high density. And these are all just rough estimates on my part. In the center of this active nucleus, this mysterious engine where the stuff is created, and we can maybe talk about that informally, very high. So the new particles are in that environment, and they're gaining mass from their environment very rapidly. When they step out of the nucleus, they go into a different, much lower density environment, into the bulbs of the galaxy. And then if they come out in the plane, they go out here. If they come out along the axis, they drop down here. These are enormous drops in density from 5 in the log or something like that. And then finally, when they break out of the local group, they take another stop down, and out of the local supercluster, they take another drop down. This means that these particle masses will be gaining mass very rapidly, and the redshift will be dropping very rapidly on one of these steps, and then it levels off, and then it goes to another step, and it drops And there are just about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drops, and there are 6 major quantization levels. So what we're suggesting is that maybe this redshift quantization that we're seeing in the quasars of the density hierarchy in the whole universe. And of course, it's an unbounded universe. We don't know what's going on out there. Okay, one final pretty picture. This is NGC 1097. This is a whole run I had on the 4-meter telescope in Cerro Tololo, and we got these beautiful jets coming out here, and everybody is extremely mysterious, and nobody knows what they are, but they managed to stay away from investigating them. But because of
they know what they are.
A friend who does have access to the big telescopes now, we're now starting a project where we're going to observe this object and some of the ones in here. And this is really kind of a discovery astronomy, and that is, this might turn out to be a pure Bremsstrahlung, featureless spectrum, synchrotron emission, plasma, a young galaxy that hadn't even formed atoms yet, or it might turn out to have a huge redshift, 4 or 5, and then would be a spectacular confirmation. I don't know. The observations are about a month away from being done. We'll have to see. Oh, there's one more thing I want to show. Yeah, it's that crummy drawing that I made. Because this finally I've come to something that really pertains to what this conference is about, and I want to just point out and provoke people and so forth, and say that what I think is happening here is that you have a galaxy and an active nucleus, and it throws out one of these.
Now he's full of shit, but he figured out. He figured out none of this. All ancient African teachings. You see the current. You see the Brooklyn current right there. Throws out that, yeah, that's the current. Hooks up to the damn another galaxy and creates, then it ejects. Yeah, it's mating. What you surmise? Get the fuck out of here. What you surmise my
low mass plasmas, which is the quasar, in the beginning of the quasar. And there's some sort of magnetic field in the center of this galaxy, or in the center of the nucleus.
The Brooklyn current, then the field is wrapping around it, as you see wrapping around it, boom, boom, boom. It starts to spin into a galaxy. See that? That field current is being shot out by the all. The magnetic field's wrapping around the light, the Brooklyn current, and now turn into a vortex, a what? Galaxy. See that? As a galaxy spins, it's going to buy one going the other way, one going one way. So it's going to veer off into 2 separate galaxies. And that's about what he learned. Get the hell out of here.
Probably tangled. You don't care what the form of that is, because when it's stretched out, the magnetic field lines are stretched out this way. Now, this quasar obviously breaks out of this magnetic cocoon or whatever it is. And at that stage, I would think that it's a plasma, but not a net charge. In other words, you've just vaporized the material, or you're going in the opposite direction, so that the pluses and minus equal, so there's no net charge. However, they're swinging around and emitting all this X-ray and Bremsstrahlung and so forth. As time goes on and they cool, the electrons go into orbit around the protons. That's not a smiling face. That's supposed to be a...
As it cools, it starts creating matter.
Hydrogen atom. And
as it cools, the the magnetic field densifies around the core of what it is, and it starts to create matter. As it cools, spinning cools into the universe, it starts to collapse. The light starts to collapse amongst itself, creating a stronger vibratory rate, stronger magnetic field around it. Now creates what? Matter.
To form atoms and molecules and stars, and this is the progression into a
exactly cools and creates matter.
And here I want to emphasize this, because I think this is of interest to this group. There is something known about the magnetic fields in galaxies. And for instance, the Japanese astronomer Sofue and some others have done polarization work in the spiral arms, and they find that the magnetic field lines run out this way and then back this way, in one direction on the outside and the other direction on the inside. And what I think is happening is that these same ejections that are coming out as quasars along the minor axis come out in the disk of the galaxy, and they drag the material out with it, and they form these sort of flux tubes in which there's some material, ionized material of the galaxy, which then is constrained, or maybe even there's pinch activity, and they form these characteristic young stars along the galaxy spiral arms. And so,
yes, at the beginning when stars started to be created around the arms. Exactly right.
Phenomenon here of ejection from these nuclei, forming quasars, new galaxies out this way, and pulling out material of the old galaxy, forming these new stars and so forth. And that I would suggest this as a sort of a mechanism for understanding galaxies, evolution of galaxies, birth of galaxies, and so forth.
Exactly. So, birth of the universe, birth of galaxies. Exactly right. You got it right, Cracker. Birth of galaxies. So so I guess think that's all I wanted to cover tonight. I'm gonna take my ass over to the radio station and play a little bit of music because I can't play it on YouTube. Because YouTube shuts me down. Damn, we've been on here. We've been on here 3 hours. Shit. Damn. You don't feel like we've been on here 3 hours. God damn, it's a fast 3 hours. Shit. I thought it was like. Nope. Nope. Melanin cannot be destroyed. Was it deep? Somebody over there already? Who over there? Hold on. Who on the website already? Hold on. That's where I'm about to go. I'm about to go right over to the website right now. Twins. That's Mother Nature. I'm about to shut down. If y'all want to meet me over at the website, I'm about to go to the website now. I'm about to shut down the Facebook. The YouTube page. I can't play no music over there without them going crazy. So I'm gonna shut down YouTube, and you guys can meet me if you want. You guys can meet me over at the website. That's where I'm going. It is so much to learn, Hank. It's so much to learn. So much to learn. I gotta put it all back together with the first part I taught you guys how to, because that what that is what that is also how you create matter free with your eyes and your pineal gland. You shoot out that same light going in that way, and a magnetic field is going to wrap around it, creating into a vortex where you start creating it into matter. What you think of, it'll start creating that matter into something that you want. That's now you're working the light. That's all this is, light. Now you're working light energy. Now you're working that light. Can I see it, Sam? It is so much to learn, Hank. But once you know it, hell, we already on the path. We know it. You guys know all the tools, how to get out of here, really, if you're disciplined enough to do it. You know, you really know everything now. It's amazing how many lifetimes it took me to learn all this shit. You know everything. You know how the universe created. You know how it really works. No such thing as death. You know that you are a galaxy. That's what you are. You're nothing but a humanized galaxy. That's what you are. You're a humanized, your light beam. You're a humanized galaxy. You're created from the galaxy. What your ancestors said. That you're created from a sacrificed galaxy. So let me get off this YouTube joint. You're created from a galaxy. That's what you are. You are shit. You actually a galactic being. Black people are galactic beings because you're created from galaxy. You're created from a galaxy. They all created us from galaxies. We're created from a galaxy. That shit is mind blowing. God damn it! And to be able to prove it, that shit is mind blowing to me. Let me get out. Where the hell is this YouTube thing at? Hold on. Let me get this YouTube thing. It wasn't a bad show. Sister Kim, that's right. It was a decent show. Well, let me cut down this YouTube thing. This YouTube channel. Much love to everybody on YouTube. I hope everybody finds to the station. I'm cutting YouTube off. Good night, Tube. How the hell I get off of this damn thing? Shit. Where's the tube at? All right. Cut the tube off now. Damn thing stopping or what?